is Marks and Salciunas on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Oh, man, we're rolling into a Friday. We made it through 2 weeks. Marks and Salciunas. I'm your host, John Marks, along with Andrew Salciunas. Good morning, Tunis.
What's up? Does this sound good? Because you asked me to move my mic down a little bit so that the camera can see my beautiful face better. So does this sound good?
Sounds fine.
All right.
Yeah, because I can't say that I maybe have noticed it before.
Oh, I'm usually a mic eater. Yeah.
Right. The mics aren't
good.
No. The mics are fine. They're not set up to where now we have the video component and we're live on YouTube. Good morning, everybody watching live on YouTube. Subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. But yesterday, Salciunas angered everybody in Philadelphia with his stadium take. And I watched the video so many times, it's like I can only see 2/3 of your face or a half of your face.
Because I'm usually like this talking into it.
No, so here's some other constructive criticism. You always seem to be angrily looking at the monitor. Have you seen this? Austin Jones is producing today. If you watch the YouTube videos or you watch on YouTube.
I have resting bitch face?
Well, so I watch, this is the trials and tribulations of me doing dishes.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing dishes or I do other stuff around the house, I like to listen to the show, and sometimes I just listen on YouTube, but if I'm like, I have it on YouTube, so if I can also watch it. And a lot of times when we're talking, like you'll be like looking at the computer screen during interviews too. You'll be like looking at the computer screen, not angry. It's not resting bitch face. Do you know what I'm talking about, Austin?
It's like a snarl.
Should I just smile all the time?
Well, no, I think my constructive criticism is sometimes, like Kevin Nagandhi's going to be on at 9 o'clock today. Sometimes if you're watching on YouTube right now, you have to be looking at the YouTube, like nodding, like, yeah.
Well, Kincaid used to do the glasses off thing and staring at the camera.
Where he was making a point. He thought he was on Guiding Light or whatever soap opera he loves. Yeah, so like I don't even think you need to look directly in the camera. But and I saw it yesterday and I watched it, and that's when I texted him, like, dude, like, you got to move the microphone down a little bit.
Well,
I can't see your face.
It's so funny. Like you said, like, we're still adapting to this YouTube thing. I know we've been doing it probably, 2 years now here at the Fanatic, if not a little bit longer. But I'm still getting used to it. Like, you've been in radio even longer. So there is a natural feeling of let me just lean back and not be into it so much. But we're on camera now.
There's also, and like, let's bring the curtain back. Sometimes you get, like, even though you have a guest on, you may be, like, looking for something to ask another question or whatever to where, like, you're doing work during the interview because you think of something like, all right, well, let me get this.
Here's a prime example. We had Tim McManus on Tuesday, as we will every Tuesday during the football season, and he started talking about his roster. And I knew that there was a 53-man roster Tim McManus article, so I'm trying to type it real quick while also listening, while I want to hear what your question is, because I don't want to ask the exact same question that you asked, because believe it or not,
it happens.
There are so many questions we can ask right now during the Eagles training camp period. There's like 3.
And there's nothing worse when I would listen to a show and it'll go one host asks a question and then the next host asks the exact same question. So it's like, oh, so you weren't listening to anything?
Right.
No, they weren't listening to anything.
Right, exactly.
So anyway, yes, it's important that, like, if you look at me right now, Austin, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, Kevin Nagandhi. Yep, absolutely.
Should I sit upright like this?
Yeah, just lower the chair a little bit. You don't want to cut the top of your head off now.
Honestly, I did because like when we meet with Scott Masteller, we have production meetings, and sometimes it's about like what we're talking about. But then one time he said, I want us to watch it for the visual.
Sure.
And what do you learn from that? And what I learned was I have to realize there's a camera on me all the time. I don't want to look disinterested. Like when there's a guest on and if the camera is on me, first of all, the guest could be looking and being like, why is this guy not paying attention to what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Zoom interviews, I make a point to Austin, you credited me that. You were like, dude, you do it. Pretty well.
As somebody that also does your social media, I appreciate when you guys look into the camera and look at the Zoom guest.
But the funny thing is, right, our Zoom, we don't have the screen. Like
we can't see what we're looking at.
No, so I'm just staring at the camera because I know that's how they're looking at me. And then every once in a while, I'll peer down to see what they look like. And now it looks like I'm not paying attention to them again.
Well, I mean, if you do local TV, you're pretty much doing the same thing. They may have monitors, but you're not looking at that. You're literally like looking in the direction of the camera. And it's a much wider view because the camera's further away. These cameras are pretty close to us.
Right.
But I don't look into the camera a lot. A lot of times I'm looking at you if I'm talking to you.
I'll show you how close. Arm's length. A little bit longer. Woohoo!
Yeah.
About 2 arms left.
All right. Well,
As long as you guys don't duck down like our guy Sean Brace, we'll be in good business.
that's why I have to get the tall chair.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean always looks like he's hunched over and has a
But he's got the glasses on the tip of his nose, so he looks very studious when he does it, man. It's great.
Today we will bring back the nostalgic segment, Wine of the Week.
Dude, I am so excited for this. When you said let's bring this back, I could not have agreed fast enough. Like, I used to love that segment.
Sean said the same thing. When I sent the email saying, hey, we're bringing it back, I need your help in getting wines, Sean's response was, this is one of my favorite segments. And it was actually my idea. It was, I don't remember when we started with Mike. It was pretty early, but it was a wine and spirits company sponsored it. So it was like whatever wine and spirits, and it was the wine of the week. So the idea is between athletes and pretty much anybody.
Anybody.
But what it ends up turning into are wines from people here at the station.
Yeah, and that's even funnier because then we're making fun of each other or ourselves.
So we do have an athlete wine, but then we have wines from some of the people here at the station. So that's coming up later on.
So if you're a wine and spirits company and you're interested,
no,
come on down.
At the end of it, I'm going to say it doesn't have to be a wine and spirits company,
right?
Because I forget I was trying to pitch it to somebody before, and it was like, all right, no, I think it was a car. It was a car dealership. So it was like, hey, like you don't want to have to whine about the service you get when with your car.
Oh, dude, see that's it. You're a radio vet.
Bam, let's go. So that's coming up later on the show. Before we get into the sports, because the no Phillies game last night, which by the way, I kind of needed the off night of the Phillies.
I wish they played yesterday.
You were the opposite.
Yeah, I was with my dad yesterday. I was like, they're playing tonight, right? He goes, no, they're off today. I'm like, really? They were just off the other day. I was upset. I was upset they didn't play yesterday.
I'm like that sometimes. I guess I just have had a really busy week to where it was nice to not have to be like, all right, they're on the West Coast and I'm watching the game, and I was just like, all right, cool, I don't have to worry.
I will say the Thursday, if there is a day they should be off, Thursdays is the best day. I hate when they've had a couple of Fridays off this year because of the World Cup and all that kind of stuff. I understand why, but I hate it when they're off on a Friday because, again, I have a kid, so I'm not going out to the clubs anymore. Like,
You're not?
No, those days are behind me. So I'm looking forward to the Phillies games on Fridays. So if there is a day, like, it is kind of nice to come in here and be like, all right, let's have some fun on this Friday. On a football Friday, Johnny.
It's a football Friday.
Come on, man.
That's right.
The Eagles, preseason week number 3. We have Cole Payton in action today. It is a football Friday here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
You don't even watch the games.
Carson Stewart needs a big game today, Johnny.
It's a must-win game, dude. They're 0-2 in the preseason.
Can't lose this one, that's for sure.
What are you going to go 0-3?
Am I the only jabroni out there that actually watches these games?
Yes.
Of the staff, I am. Now, game 2, because of when you have things going on in your life, I know everybody thinks that you have to, like, all right, I'm going to miss my daughter's confirmation because there's a football game that's going on or whatever. You schedule around it. But it's not like at a preseason game, I'm trying, like, I'm not sitting down and telling my family, leave me alone because the Eagles preseason game number 2's on.
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen today at the Salciunas household. Coop's been skipping naps, which has been great because he's been falling asleep at like 7:30, which is awesome. So tonight, he'll probably in bed by 7:30. I will probably play Warzone on Xbox. And what I normally do is I flip the laptop up, and I usually put a game on of some sort. Maybe I'll throw the Eagles game on.
So you're a gamer?
Kind of. I'm a fake gamer. I'm a gamer on the weekends for like 2 hours before I go to bed.
Okay.
I was playing Madden yesterday.
Yeah, no, like, look, I still play video games, but I'm not like I'm going to set up a stream and, that kind of stuff.
Right. You like video games.
Yeah, I like to pop a gummy and play
Is that
2 hours of Warzone.
Is that good for you before bed?
Yes, I can fall right asleep after.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't think I'd be able to. I can't. If I play cards, good luck with me sleeping.
Really?
No, I can't.
Just like the brain activity going through?
Yeah,
the brainwaves going through for you?
I close my eyes and I just see cards.
Wait, so what's your like nightly routine to fall asleep? Because I have horrible sleep. I can't fall asleep.
I fall asleep great. I'm just saying, like, if my brain is too busy right before bed, then good. Like, even like I was exhausted yesterday. I hadn't with this new shift.
Yeah, you're readjusting.
When I get up, and the fact that I'm still going to bed at like 11:30, and then I'm getting up at 3. And I haven't been taking naps. I have my daughter when I get home.
I don't take naps.
But I drank a cup of coffee at like 7 o'clock, and like it was 10:30, and I'm still like zooming around. I'm like working on doing work stuff, and I'm doing this and doing that. But I mean, typically, I could sleep underneath this desk.
Yeah, I can't.
I can go to sleep very easily. But if I play blackjack or poker, I can't. I can't sleep because when I close my eyes, I just see all the cards.
You always been like that, or is that just like a recent thing?
He used to fly out to Vegas and count cards all the time. They made a movie called 21.
I never
counting money marks.
Well, no, it's not counting cards. There is a system though where you take there's a point value for each card, and if you get on the positive side of that point value, that's when you should be betting more money. The reality is it's a crapshoot,
right.
and if you keep betting, you're probably going to lose everything. But no, I used to. So when I this is before I worked in radio. I worked for a guy, Bill Hallinger, who he had a lot of different careers that he tried to do. He went to umpiring school. I believe the same school that Herb went to.
That's awesome.
The Harry Wendelstadt umpiring school. And he went to casino dealing school as well. Because there used to be commercials back in the day when you were watching Hogan's Heroes or McHale's Navy where it's like CHI Institute or it's like, hey, you want to be a casino dealer? And then it's showing you like the lifestyle of living in Atlantic City. It's like, wow. You could live in Atlantic City and be a casino dealer.
Everyone probably had the sharpest suits on. The girls had the biggest boobs. And when you actually go there, you find
a lot of mullets in the
out,
commercial.
Yeah.
So he went to casino dealing school, and what you get a shoe. You get a blackjack shoe with that, a card shoe. So he didn't give it to me, but he's like, yeah, you can use it. So I was going and I was dealing blackjack games, and it started out to start with friends, but then a couple of friends were like, yeah, I'm having buddies over. Do you want to like be the house?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, great idea to go be the house and deal blackjack over some guy's apartment.
Underground, yeah. Come on, man. It sounds like a good time.
So then I had my buddy, because I didn't have. I mean, even if you have $1,000, like how much money do you want to be the bank? So then I had a friend of mine. It's like, hey, I'll finance you, and I'll help be the bank. So now I got like $5,000 and. You know, these guys, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, no. Like, you can't, like, there's like $500 on the table right now. You're trying to deal. Like, I don't want to be involved in this. So I had this stupid blackjack shoe, and then it's like, oh, man. Now it's like, can I give your number to my buddy? He wants to have a blackjack night. Like, man, this does not sound like.
I got Johnny Sharks over here, man. This is great.
So I did go through a period where.
You broke some skulls?
We used to, no, me and my buddy, the Schneid, we used to. We would do day trips to Atlantic City. This was before parks and
yeah, sure.
We would go to resorts or the Hilton because the Hilton would give us free. We'd just drive down and if we made a couple $100, we'd just leave.
Yeah,
we could go down there. They would give us a voucher for the buffet and we would eat lunch and then. If I won $300 in the first 10 minutes, I'd just be like, all right, I'm done.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a good time to me.
Sounds freaking awesome.
And we would do it. We would do it a couple times a week. I wasn't working full time. I was working restaurants or doing whatever else. So.
And this is before tolls made it like $50 to get down there.
Dude, don't even bring that back up.
Gas prices. No, it was worth it back then.
It was $1 to go over. I don't even know what the toll is now, but after Farley Plaza, it was $1. And was it $1 or was it $3 tolls? I don't remember. All I knew it didn't cost a lot of money to go down there.
There's like 2 to 3 tolls now going down the
going
Eastern
up now,
Expressway,
yeah.
man.
It's crazy.
It's a joke.
Crazy.
It's a joke.
All right. Well, listen. Phillies are back at it tonight. We'll do our recap, overnight recap coming up here in a second. Just in general, because they have 3 against the Angels, and then they go to Arizona. I'm already looking ahead to that series and not feeling good about it.
Well, look, they need to handle their business against the Angels. Honestly, go out there. I don't even want to say take 2 of 3. They should do whatever they can to sweep this series against the Angels because the Angels suck. They're such a bad baseball team. Just take care of business. You won your last game against Seattle so that you can feel that calming presence going into that series against Arizona. Because to your point, we have some pretty bad memories of that building. We have bad memories of a couple of years ago when the Phillies just died in a playoff series.
I was there.
I remember that.
I saw the Kimbrel blown save.
Oh.
It's the worst story ever because the Phillies were staying in Scottsdale. They were winning the game. We were all they win that game. They go up 3-1. There's a 2-1. I don't.
They were 2.
Were they 1-1? No,
they were up 2 twice in that series.
So we were already planning what we were going to do, and it's like, all right, we're going back to the Phillies hotel. We're John Brazier. We're sitting in the seats with John Brazier, and it's like, what are we doing? We're going to Scottsdale. Let's go back to the team hotel, and then we'll go out in Scottsdale. Mm-hmm. What had the opportunity of being one of the best nights ever, they end up blowing the game. Yeah. Kimbrel blows it, and everybody goes home. Like, literally, everybody ended up going back and, like, went to sleep.
Yeah, nobody wanted to party.
Nobody wanted to party.
After that horrible loss.
It was such a letdown. And that really, and then you think about it, they come back to Philly. They need to win one game in game 6 or 7 at home. And it's one of the worst collapses of my lifetime, for sure. Huge collapse because I don't want to hear, well, they probably wouldn't have won the World Series anyway. Oh, how do you know they wouldn't have won the World Series?
By the way, they probably would have won the World Series. The Rangers weren't that good.
You could have lost, sure. But
they were up 2-0 in that series.
They were
looking at the game log right now.
2-0
going
and then
out to Arizona.
And then 3-2.
They lost game 3. They lost game 3
and 4.
Yeah, they lost game 3 2-1.
And then game 4.
Kimbrel handled lost both games.
I was out there the Thursday of the Monday night game, and was I out there for that? Or was it a Thursday night game?
The Friday night was the one that they lost 6-5 when they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The one prior was Wednesday, and it was a 2-1 final. No, Thursday, 2-1. Yeah, they won it in the bottom of the 9th. Like, I don't want to remember this series.
Yeah, so that's why anytime I see Arizona, and they're good again this year or good enough this year, I just hate seeing it. So, by the way, if you're new to the show or you're one of our early risers that are in the car early, like Chef Jackie, who's called in a couple times early.
I love Chef Jackie.
We like to do first-hour phone calls. You know what that means, Andrew? It means it's not necessarily like a structured, here's the topic, call in, stick with the topic. It's, hey, you want to call in and shoot the crap with us? You want to talk about what we're talking about with the Phillies or the Eagles or whatever? Like, you know, I went a little bit of a direction with sports, but it's an opportunity to get in and get out and not have to wait on hold and for that long or whatever. So first call is pretty much open line, 610-632-0975. First hour phone call, 610-632-0975. Marks and Salciunas, John Marks, Andrew Salciunas, Austin Jones on updates. He's producing. We have Sam and the Worm Rodman in the back doing everything. So, so first hour phone calls. We'll hopefully get a couple coming up next there, Andrew.
Yeah, I love talking to the people early on. It's great. It's been a fun little change to the show a little bit because I miss phone calls. It was a long time where we weren't taking phone calls, and I like being able to talk to the people that are part of this family, the Fanatic family, that have been here for years, dating before me, right? Like going back to your 950 days. Like I want more phone calls. I want to generate more conversation with the people, and hopefully people can love me again today because I made everybody angry yesterday.
Yeah, I agreed that you should have been fired, and we'll recap at 8 o'clock what Andrew said yesterday.
Oh, not just fired, exiled.
I did see the exile comment as well. I had to stop after a while because there were too many, and there were too many like that. It's like, all right, I've seen fire him 20 times. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna beg out of it.
My key card worked coming in this morning.
Yeah,
you're on a Friday. That's a big deal.
Well, let's see what happens at 10 o'clock.
That's right. If the boss shows up in his suit, I'm done.
All right. First hour phone calls coming up next. Don't go anywhere. It is Marks and Salciunas, and we'll do the recap. Overnight recap is coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host the Cincinnati Bengals tonight down at the Link with kickoff slated for 8 p.m. No starters are set to play in the game, so we'll have to wait till week 1 to see what the Eagles offense actually looks like. Tim McManus from ESPN joined Bill Colarulo on Unfiltered yesterday, and he gave his opinion on the state of the offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
In baseball, the Phillies are now in Anaheim to face the Angels with Andrew Painter taking them out and first pitch being at 9:38 tonight. They are currently 2 games up on the Padres for the second wild card and currently 5 games back of the Braves for the division. And the Union are back in action on Saturday night versus the New York Red Bulls with the match beginning at 7:30 p.m. And you can listen to that live call of the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Austin Jones, your home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
610-632-0975.
One of my favorite things is you get the poor guy on Facebook or another, wherever, and it's just like, I know what the Phillies can do. Trade for Mike Trout. Oh, great. Thanks, Bill.
That's why you need to use that big Facebook following you got to tell him no.
It's growing.
It never freaking ends, the Mike Trout thing. You know when we're going to get him? When he's like 99
Never.
years old.
All right, so I don't know if I said it on this show. I heard Michael Felger up in Boston, does afternoons up in Boston at the Sports Hub, our sister station.
Yes.
And he was talking about Red Sox need a bat. Like, why aren't they investigating Mike Trout? And then I guess somebody told him Trout's wife doesn't want to move to the East Coast.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
So would Trout be open to it? Maybe it's more about his wife and his family. And then, because then people had said, oh, well, like, hey, you're married, you have children.
Yeah, it's family.
They like the lifestyle out there. Do you want to say, I'm going to get traded to the Red Sox and live away from my family for 6 or 7 months? I think at the end of his career, towards the end of the contract, that's where he says, okay, let me go back home, or okay, let me go to the East Coast. But right now, unfortunately, Mike Trout's very comfortable just living. And when I say this, people don't understand, but it's true. He's relatively anonymous living in Los Angeles.
Yeah, if he's playing for the Dodgers, it's a different story. But he's not playing for the Dodgers. He plays for the team that stinks. And he gets to put up his Hall of Fame numbers and just kind of go through the motions.
Right, and lose.
And make a boatload of money.
Correct.
Happy wife, happy life, living out in L.A. I mean, remember the Nico Batum situation. When he got traded from the Clippers to come to the Sixers, there was talks that he almost wasn't going to play because his wife did not want to come over to Philadelphia. It was for half a season, so he finishes out the season. But, yeah, like, that was a legitimate talking point. Like, he almost didn't play for the Sixers because his wife didn't want to relocate.
What do you think Bron's wife said when they sat down and he said, I'm thinking Philly?
I heard the
Mansion.
cheesesteaks are
I don't
great.
know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I want to live in Northeast Philly,
Strawberry
Ben Salem. Yeah, Strawberry Mansion's a nice area. Fairmount. Fishtown, you could give them some real estate listings.
Connor could introduce them to the garage.
Oh,
was gonna say,
maybe Ray, they could all drink together.
Yeah.
Maybe Brian and Savannah can help me find my bike. You know?
That could happen, yeah.
Who knows?
LeBron's got a lot of followers on social media. That might help you out.
Could happen. All right, Phil's, when they started this West Coast trip, they were 3 games back.
Yep.
And the Braves were playing the Dodgers, so I remember, I think even we were saying this, like, oh, they're playing the Dodgers. Maybe the Dodgers get hot. Braves lose a couple games. Not so fast, my friend. They swept the Dodgers. Now they're 5 games back. Last night, Chris Sale, an epic performance. Listen.
He went! A complete game shutout for Chris Sale. A sweep for Atlanta. And a taste of October in late August.
A taste of October in late August.
He's another guy who we talked about DeGrom earlier this week, like one of the best pitchers that just couldn't stay healthy. Sale, I mean, he had a legitimate stretch where he was pitching every 5th day, but
Well, he still is.
well, I mean,
last year he did.
last year he made 20 starts. The year before that he made 29. That's when he won the Cy Young. Before that, 20. Before that, 2.
Well,
before that, 9.
when the
before
Reds-
that, Tommy John.
When the Red Sox traded for him, they won the World Series,
Yep.
and then he signed a huge contract. This is Dombrowski. And then he got hurt, and boom, he was gone. It's a great trade by Atlanta.
No, this dude, he's a stud, man. I mean, his stuff is nasty. He's got a 2.06 ERA this year.
When he went down to Atlanta, I was so heated because you're telling me it's going to be him and Strider. I know Spencer Strider's been hurt.
No, but at the time, you're right.
At the time, it was like,
He's
damn,
good.
dude, 1-2 punch just like that.
Yeah, and so now we always talk about the Phillies in the playoff series. Man, if you have to match up against Chris Sale, he's as good as anybody in baseball.
Yeah, he could literally beat anybody, and it's why with the Phillies, if they play the Dodgers, right, in a 3-game series, I feel good about my chances in Game 1. If you're the Braves, you feel good about your chance in Game 1, regardless of who you're playing.
You sure do. All right, 28 games left, Tunis. Andrew Painter tonight, Sanchez tomorrow, Wheeler on Sunday. So you should feel good about this series. Painter was excellent his last time out.
Yes, he was.
I'm excited to see if he can build on that. And then can Sanchez and Wheeler get back to it's good that they're doing it against lesser opponents as opposed to going into Arizona with those guys. So I feel good about them going against the Angels to kind of get them off the schneid a little bit.
Yeah,
there.
Sunday's the game where I'm going to lock in more. But, and forget the times because Saturday night's 10 o'clock. But what I'm talking about is I'm going to pay close attention to Zach Wheeler. Christopher Sanchez, he's getting hit a lot, but his stuff's still good. It's just he's got to locate a little bit better. Zach Wheeler, I start worrying about the age.
Yeah.
I start worrying about the amount of innings. I start worrying about – somebody made a great point the other day. I forget who it was. Might have been our man Mopar on the YouTube chat saying, look, don't forget, Zach Wheeler didn't have the same offseason training that he normally would because he was recovering from the thoracic outlet syndrome. He may just be hitting a wall right now, and that's why we're talking about taking a month off, but it's August 28th. You have to do it now.
But also, he's had this happen before where he had a DL stint or an IL stint. They went to a six-man rotation. This is something that we've seen happen here. We're in late August.
Yeah.
But to your point, Sanchez, if you look at Sanchez's game logs, he'll give up hits in a game. When he doesn't have his location and his changeup doesn't have the same bite and he can't throw the fastball like he likes it, he'll give up in 7 innings. He'll give up 10 hits.
Yeah, but he'll get out of it.
He gets out of it.
Ranger used to do that a lot, too. By the way, the six-man rotation, that's not happening with Nestor. Nestor Cortez goes the IL. He's
Yeah,
like,
you literally just read my mind back here. I was
Dude,
like, let me throw this up on the board, and here you go.
hey, 1 week after he signs, he's on the injured list.
So he threw a pitch.
Yeah, pretty much. Because remember, when they first got him, we were like, hold on a second. He's coming off of an injury. Like, we shouldn't get our hopes up that he's going to be available right away. It's going to take some time. Well, it's not going to happen, period.
This is another dart that Dombrowski, after the trade deadline, like, oh, crap, what are we going to do?
What do we do?
Yeah, what do we need to do? So you start signing guys. You hope one guy sticks. And that's, I mean, it doesn't seem like nasty Nestor.
No.
It's just terrible timing. Like, why would he wait for so long? It's just my question.
Well, he couldn't get a job.
No, not Nestor. I'm saying Dombrowski. Like, you're going to throw a dart out there.
Because he was going to trade for a back end of the rotation start at the deadline, and then guys like Robbie Ray got scooped up quicker than he thought, and he just missed out on a lot of the opportunities.
The market, they overpaid to get a rise.
Yep.
They weren't going to do the same thing for a starter. And honestly, they didn't need him. Even though you like an extra starter right now, Andrew Painter, even pitching average, you're fine. You're going to have enough wins with your top three guys. Now, if there's an injury or two, all right, then you're screwed. But
yeah, that's my cause of concern.
I wasn't overpaying for a fourth or a fifth starter. I was. They overpaid to get a rise. That's enough.
And you knew what Dombrowski was going to say. Andrew Painter's return was pretty much like a addition at the trade deadline.
Look how good Aaron Nola's pitching. I know he's pitching good as of now, but at that point in time, you're not going to sell me that. But
Nola?
Right now, I'm just holding my breath, man. Sunday's going to be a really interesting start to pay attention to with Wheeler.
All right, 2 or 3?
Sweep.
You say sweep.
Yeah, the Angels stink, dude.
They better sweep.
Yeah, they stink.
They lost 2 or 3 of the Mariners. They have 3 against the Angels because then you go into Arizona, and that's going
to be tough. The only fear is today's start because you want to see if Andrew Painter can follow up, and they're, of course, going up against their kryptonite, a left-handed starting pitcher. Reed Detmers with a 3.62 ERA for the Angels this year.
Not Ty Detmer?
That's actually not bad. No, Reed Detmers.
No, to your point, this is one of these games where the Phillies come in, but with the off day and in Anaheim, this is one of these games where I know the manager can only do so much in baseball, especially with now there being a DH. So strategically, there's not a lot they're doing in games. But this is where getting your guys ready to play and coming out with some urgency, and not just coming out and being like it's another one of 162. No, like this is really like the beginning of the stretch here. You're going in there into Arizona. You're a playoff team right now. Well, how about making sure that you're going to be a playoff team and not having to rely on games at the end of the season? Like right now, start playing your best baseball.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did just win 9 straight, which is good. I like to look at it, and I know this is the positive spin on that they've won 10 of their last 12. I didn't look at, they lost 2 straight. They ended up winning the final game of that series against the Mariners, and I go, all right, they won 10 of their last 12. I'm not going to look at it like, they dropped 2 of 3.
No, see, I look at it, they just dropped 2 of 3.
Yeah, that's how I'm at.
The 9 in a row, that is like, boom, that is over with.
Yeah, but if they win 2 of 3 or sweep the Angels, then you're going to say, wow, they won 13 of their last 15.
They did not look good in the first 2 games.
No, but you also anticipated that.
Right.
The first game of that series was almost a lot.
I'm not saying that I wasn't sounding the alarm. We had the alarm.
Yeah.
We sound the alarm. I wasn't sounding the alarm like I am with Jalen Hurts and his interceptions. But, but still, I expected it, and I'm expecting Arizona to be a little bit of a struggle. I just can't. You brought it up the other day. 2022, when they went to the World Series, they won 10 straight, and then in September they lost 5 games in a row.
Twice.
Yeah. Which is that's impossible. But they did it. So
it's all part of the plan, man.
If anybody thinks this is going to be this nice cruise into the playoffs this year, good friggin' luck.
I'm so glad you just said cruise because I was thinking about this, man. All aboard the cruise. We face 2 lefties this week. So for those of us who were Team Brian De La Cruz before the season started, this is our series, man. We get to watch Brian De La Cruz twice this weekend.
Can you dig it?
You guys want to join the cruise?
I'm in.
Oh, yeah. He's a dude that I would always pick up and, like, I'm going to be the show, dude.
Yes, because he's good against left-handed pitching, and you need that guy on your bench.
And
all right?
He's produced, too.
Dude, he's been huge.
He's been good.
They didn't keep him on the roster to start the season because they had championship-type player Otto Kemp, quote-unquote, by Dave Dombrowski. They quickly realized when he was batting .081 that he's not a championship-type player, and they finally came to their senses.
You know how many hits he has this year?
2?
Correct.
Yes. I think Brian De La Cruz had 2 hits in his first game.
Yeah. All right, coming up, the Eagles. Where were you when the Eagles played the Bengals on Friday night? It's one of these memorable moments.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
The battle for the number 2 quarterback spot. Is it already taken? Do they know what they're going to do? We'll discuss that coming up, and we have some Nick Sirianni on the game. Very exciting. That's coming up next. And first hour phone call 610-632-0975. Marks and Salciunas.
All right, let's talk about the prediction markets because college football begins this week, and week 0. Good thing the Fightins don't play till 10 o'clock Saturday night, so I can just lock in and watch some college football all day. College football back, and so are the predictions. Who makes the playoffs? Who wins their conference? Who takes home the Natty on Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform? It lets you trade those predictions in a live market. So instead of looking at futures, why don't we just look at tomorrow? The first game to kick off the season, North Carolina and TCU, the Fighting Bill Belichick's and his 19-year-old girlfriend. TCU right now trading at 75% to win. So that means if you did a $100 trade, it would pay out just $127, just a $27 profit. But you can also predict based on the spread. Does TCU win by at least 7? $100 trade will pay out $162. Do you think they can win by double digits? If they pull off a 10-point victory, $100 in trade would pay out $201. Does UNC score 20 points? It's actually a big one. $100 trade will pay out $205. On Kalshi, there's so many things to choose from. You're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Just trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. Download the Kalshi app and use code Fanatic to get $20 when you trade $20. You got to be 18 plus. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
So it doesn't feel like summer anymore.
Dude, but we had a summer storm yesterday. That was freaking brutal.
Yeah, it rained hard.
Like, so I went golfing yesterday with my father. I know you're not a big golf fan. I golf when my dad asks me to. I'm not a, I'm going to go hit the links. It's like, oh, you want to hang out, Dad? Sure, I'll go golf with you. So I was golfing with him, one of my best friends and his dad. And, dude, we were, like, on the 8th hole, and all of a sudden it just got black. Like, we were in Haddonfields, or Hamilton, down the expressway. So we weren't even, like, in the thick of it. All of a sudden, you see the sky's black. The trees are swaying back and forth. We're like, we got to get out of here
quick
now.
Yep.
And we say, in those golf carts, it doesn't matter how hard you push the gas. You're like putzing up the golf cart. And then we finally and dude, we got soaked like within 10 seconds.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
It was horrible.
Oh, I did too. We were I don't know what time that was because you probably lived like 2 hours. You were probably like 2 hours.
Yeah, I was much more south than you are. Yeah,
but it was at it started pouring around 2, and then I was at the bus stop at 3. Like 4 o'clock was finally like 4:10, and it was pouring. So now I got to get out of the car.
Right.
And I don't have an umbrella because I'm a dumbass that doesn't carry an umbrella anywhere. Which I don't know why. I need to get one of those big golf umbrellas to where I can actually stand there and have the kids underneath it.
I think I've used an umbrella as an adult once.
Yeah, I know. Why?
It's a great investment.
I don't, dude. I don't know why, dude. I thought I still remember my first week at college. Our very first week, I had no idea what I was doing. I texted my sister. This is how stupid I am. All right, I own my stupidity. I texted my sister because she's older than me. I go, hey, if it's pouring rain outside, like, do you still walk to class? And she's like, yeah, you idiot. Like, what do you?
No, they cancel classes.
Yeah, because it's raining. So I'm like, okay. I didn't own a raincoat. All I had was like a sweatshirt, and I walked there with my laptop in my backpack, not thinking about the torrential downpouring. I get to the classroom. I'm dripping. Everybody's dripping, right? Everybody's soaked. But I was the only idiot that put a laptop in their backpack. I put the bag down, and I just hear.
So you ruined the laptop?
Somehow the whole rice bag worked. I put the battery in there.
It's a big bag.
Yeah, but like, dude, it was it was nasty, man. Like, and I was just an idiot.
But you just said that I didn't own. You didn't have a.
I didn't have an
raincoat.
umbrella or a raincoat.
Yeah, but who has a raincoat?
I do now.
Yeah, I have an umbrella, not a raincoat.
Yeah, what is this? 1980?
I got a slicker. Yeah.
You have a raincoat?
Yeah.
I use a trash bag sometimes if I don't have a raincoat.
I don't have a raincoat or an umbrella. I mean, listen, I'm the a-hole.
That's
Not
a
awesome.
double whammy there.
Yeah, no,
What's wrong with me?
I got the raincoat with the hood on top, so I stay dry.
All right, well, maybe that can be a future Twitter poll. Do you own a raincoat or not? Which is always up thanks to Dr. Avedon Appel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. The entire 4 hours, the Twitter poll stays up. That's because of Dr. Appel. So we're bringing back the wine of the week today.
I'm so excited.
All right, that's coming up at 8:30, an old segment that everybody loves. So with that, we have the question of who is the biggest whiner at the station? All right, I don't think we have choices. I just think it's open-ended. So who is the biggest whiner at the station? Carl Larulo comes to mind first. Ray.
Dude, there are 3 responses right now on the Dr. Avedon Appel write-in poll. One by Austin Jones, one by Andrew Salciunas, one by Ray Dunne, and we all tagged Bill Colarulo. All 3 of us.
He's the runaway.
Listen,
and Ray.
If I'm gonna say him, if I'm gonna say his name, I'm gonna make sure I add him on X.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, you're not a coward.
I'm not scared.
Yeah,
Them muscles are fake.
You have to add him. Honestly, I think Ray may be more than Bill, because Ray is more of a whiny voice than Bill. Bill's a former lawyer, so he's very good at whining. It's kind of aggravating. We have a whine for Ray that's coming up at 8:30.
Oh, I can't wait.
He whines about like 5 things in 30 seconds. It's incredible how he spits them out, and they're organized. And it's
They're
like
organized wines.
He comes out at the beginning of the show and he's like, it's like, holy crap, Ray.
Machine Gun Ray.
Right? I mean, people may vote for me with being a whiner. So get to 97.5 The Fanatic on Twitter and vote. All right? We'll keep you updated on the poll. All right, so give us a little Nick Sirianni. Oh, man. Dynamite content. So, honestly, with the game tonight, and we asked BLG yesterday, are there any jobs up for grabs? It did feel like in the golden age of preseason football, there were 3 or 4 jobs that were up for grabs in that final preseason game.
Yeah.
I don't believe that for a second anymore.
No, I like right now, first off, if they don't play, you know that they made the team, right? Like that was preseason week number 1 when Marcus Epps did not play. I go, all right, well,
he's the starter.
He's your starting safety. Like I was just told that. I don't have to watch anything else. Like he won the job.
You know who the starter is. You know who, even guys that play, if Trotter's going to make the team. But as far as like the last I think they know everybody that's making the team.
Yes.
So what does this game mean? Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I mean. I don't know.
I think what you said yesterday was one of the most interesting storylines that we can follow along is what they do with Uar Bernard, and Josh Weru, the 2 international players that have played 2 football games in their entire lives and have been pretty good in those 2 football games. If they don't make the roster, which I'm not saying the Eagles must put them on the roster because I need guys that are ready to play right now.
Hard.
But if you don't put them on the roster, they can get poached. So you brought up the phantom neck injury or the phantom this, phantom that. Like I wonder how they spin that after tonight.
Oh, my arm, it's broken.
You can't keep both guys on the roster. You can't have 2 guys that have never played football on your 53-man roster.
Which is interesting because like BLG said yesterday, is like if they give him the phantom injury, that's fine. He's on the roster, but he can't practice. So it's another year where it's like, how are you going to actually develop him?
Yeah, but listen, are there ways to get around that? Yeah, like you're getting him acclimated to being a football player. These guys never played football before,
right? Like ever. They've played 2 games in their lives,
right?
And it's impressive how well they've actually played in both of them.
All right, so here's our buddy Nick Sirianni talking about the preseason.
It's just another great evaluation tool. Tonight is such a good evaluation tool. Yes, we get to see Philly and all the fans that are going to be here a little bit, probably get the lights on at some point. Maybe they're on already. I don't know. But tonight's a great evaluation piece for us, All
right, I don't need. He's talking about the joint practice. I don't need that. But I know where he gets into, which is he has a grade for preseason, and they have grade practices, they grade joint practices, they grade the preseason games, and like
it's what his data tells him. Remember that? His research.
What do you think that is? Like my show sheet here on a piece of paper?
When he was saying that stuff last year, I found it so funny. Like, I can't even hate what
my notes.
Yeah.
I can't hate what he says anymore. Because it's like, at this point, I'm just used to it.
So
like,
good.
he finds ways to say things that I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? And I just have to kind of laugh about it at this point. My research, my studies, like, who are you? Like,
we all fertilize.
You didn't come up with something new. It's football.
4 values.
I kind of love them.
I love them too.
I hate them, but I love them.
Don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Until I don't. So there you go. I mean, and my best guess is that Andy Dalton's traded for a very late pick, or he's released, and Tanner McKee is your quarterback. And here's why: I don't believe Tanner McKee has any value across the NFL.
Right.
No team is going to be like, hey, let me trade for Tanner McKee, who we're not really sure they are, because he has no more years left on his contract. Even a year left on his contract, he'd have some value. But I'm not trading for Tanner McKee to be my backup quarterback. And Andy Dalton, I would rather have Andy Dalton's backup quarterback. But it's not like he's looked good this preseason.
No, I mean, Tanner McKee, the only way Tanner McKee moves from here is if within the next 2 weeks, a starting quarterback of a team gets hurt. That's
or
pretty
there's
much
a team that says, yeah, we'll give you a 5th-round draft pick for him.
Right, and he's a backup. Maybe there's a quarterback that they're not in love with. But, like, think back to the Sam Bradford trade. It was because Teddy Bridgewater's leg almost fell off 2 weeks before the start of the season.
Yeah, they got really lucky.
Yeah, and then I still remember I was in Wildwood at a diner when the news broke. Like, and then Carson Wentz was the starter. And Chase Daniel was the backup.
It took care of everything.
But it took a non-contact freak injury for Teddy Bridgewater where his leg almost needed to be amputated. Like, I don't foresee that stuff happening in the next couple of weeks.
All right, coming up, the latest on the Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts had, I don't want to call it wasn't weird, but it was an interesting answer that he gave, and he was talking about the identity of the offense.
It was different.
It was different because they haven't played a game yet, and he's already talking about the identity of the offense. I feel like we didn't stop talking about that last year. Tim McManus had a very interesting spin on that involving the practice interceptions. We'll play it for you, and we'll discuss. That's coming up next. It is Marks and Salciunas, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game for the Birds. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles host the Cincinnati Bengals tonight down at the Link with kickoff slated for 8 p.m. No starters are set to play in the game, so we'll have to wait until week 1 to see what this new offense is going to look like under Sean Mannion and, of course, QB1 Jalen Hurts. Tim McManus from ESPN joined Bill Colarulo on Unfiltered yesterday, and he gave his opinion on the state of the Eagles offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
The Phillies are in Anaheim now to face the Angels with Andrew Painter taking the mound and first pitch being for 9:38. They're currently 2 games up on the San Diego Padres for the second wild card spot, and they're 5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the NL East. The Union are back in action on Saturday night against the New York Red Bulls up in Harrison, with the match beginning at 7:30, and you can listen to that game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is rated based on you. With Allstate, not one based on anyone else. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Austin Jones, and your home of the Sixers, Flyers, in Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
it is. Marks and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Good morning, everybody. I am John Marks. He is Andrew Salciunas. Austin Jones on updates, producing the Worm, Rodman, Sam's in the back. We're all here on a Friday. Eagles in a second, coming up at 8 o'clock. If you tuned in at this time yesterday, you heard Andrew. I mean, I don't even know how to describe it. You were angry about the idea that you could possibly have a stadium anywhere else but the sports complex.
Andrew hates Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I clearly hate the city. I love how my words were spun yesterday as if I hated the buildings. Like, I think Citizens Bank Park sucks. No, Citizens Bank Park is one of the most beautiful stadiums in Major League Baseball. And this is coming from somebody that has gone to other ballparks and hasn't just been to one my entire life. It's a wonderful stadium. My pushback on people is the fact that they want everything together, almost need everything together, and that it's special that they're all together. And what I like to point out is when you are inside Lincoln Financial Field, watching an Eagles game, it's third down. The defense needs to make a big stop. They do. They force the punt. Are you thinking about Citizens Bank Park being right outside?
All right, calm down. We'll get to it at 8 o'clock, all right? Because we're going to give you the best responses to social media. A lot of people wanted Andrew removed.
Yes.
Fired, exiled.
Petrelli posted a video. TickPick posted a tweet like, send us your best in-arena video ever. And he posted the game-winning goal from the Flyers against the Penguins. And I responded, the best part is that the link was right next door for it.
Definitely. It made it special.
It made it so much better. That moment, the Flyers' game-winning goal to beat the Penguins made it more special that Lincoln Financial Field was right next door.
You're not softening your stance with the people out there that don't like this. In fact, like I just got somebody, that Greg on Facebook, because, you know, I'm a big influencer on Facebook now. Dumb take is what he responded, because I put it up on my story.
My favorite part is dumb take, and then I ask, what do you love about it? And
say just a bit of advice, just like, don't interact.
Oh no, I was having fun yesterday.
No, I know you were, and I saw it. I'm like, good.
I'm twisted.
I'm good. He's going back and forth, but it's like, don't try to reason with people. I don't know. I mean, my philosophy is I do what I do, and, like, you know, you don't like it, go pound
The
sand.
number one response for what do you love about it was the tailgating scene, to which I said, yeah, because if they moved somewhere.
You can't tailgate anywhere else.
Tailgating's dead.
People they're comfortable with where everything is, and they think if you take that away, then you're never going to have that again. We'll talk about it again coming up at 8 o'clock. And we will have our AI voice the best replies on social media.
I can't wait.
All right. Well, the Eagles, we mentioned preseason game number 3 tonight, but that's not what we're talking about here, because Jalen Hurts, am I sounding the alarm? Sound the alarm. 13 interceptions in training camp. 13.
Now it's your turn to piss everybody off.
That's a lot. Well, hopefully they realize that the tongue's in cheek. But, like, you would obviously rather have him looking mid-season form and looking great. Now, realistically, it's a new offense, so I don't honestly, this is like a nothing burger for me, but it is an interesting discussion. So let's play Hurts at the press conference. This was 2 days ago?
This was yesterday.
This was yesterday, because Tim then came on unfiltered. So this is Hurts yesterday at the press conference. This is a Q&A. Listen.
I guess, you know, the changes that Sean brings versus what you guys have done previously that you were successful in. I guess the big question is how much of what you keep, how much you won't keep. But in this offense with Sean, so much predicated on under center and that kind of stuff. Does it allow a lot for that to happen in terms of keeping a lot from the previous offense?
I think that's a great question, and it's something that you keep in mind of when you've had so much success. So how will it look? You don't really know. Do you want to win? Absolutely. And so we got to figure out who we are as a team. Obviously, coaches come in with a great mindset, great philosophy, and putting everything together. It brings us a bit more structure. In the end, it's about what's going to go out there and be the best for our team. And so I know Sean will come up with the answer to that over time.
Yeah, to me that's like, man, we ain't running this offense that he brought in here. I'm going to be doing RPOs by week 3. That's what that sounded like to me. It's going to take time.
Yes.
And we have to try to be patient that the offense isn't going to be clicking or could look. I mean, they could struggle early on. So just like with the offensive coordinator, you had Kellen Moore 2 years ago, the offense struggled. And then they went to him and said, hey, let's run the ball. Mm-hmm. This year, or last year the offense struggled. They were never able to figure it out with Kevin Patullo. If the offense struggles this year, do you keep going forward with, hey, this is the offense we're running? Obviously, we're gonna tweak it to put us in the best position. But do you go back to, okay, no, now we have to do the old offense?
Yeah, see, it's why. And the last time I made the entire city angry, I talked about Jalen Hurts being the number one storyline going into the season because that's the fascinating question. Let's say they're going to be 2-0. I think they beat the Commanders, and I think they beat the Titans. They're 2-0. But then you play the Bears and the Rams. If the offense is not clicking, you could be 2-2 through 4 weeks. And then here we are again. They were 2-2 through 4 weeks in 2024. Then they had the historic Week 5 bye that saved the season. But the thing is, I want them just to win football games, right? Like, I want that to be clear. I don't care if it's 17-14 every single week. I want them to win football games. But what makes this season so fascinating, they want the Sean Mannion style of offense. They want that to be the thing they do moving forward. Yep. And if Jalen Hurts is struggling with it, they need all the information they can possibly get about whether or not you pay him $60 million next year, because he's not going to play on this current contract. They're going to have to restructure it. They're going to have to redo it because there's not much guaranteed money on it. And so you kind of need to play as long as you can in this offense to get as much information possible. But I'm not risking a playoff appearance. I'm not risking the division because we're trying to get information on Jalen Hurts. I still want to freaking win football games.
Here is Tim McManus. He, after practice and everybody spoke, Tim McManus hopped on Unfiltered with Bill. Here it is.
And I just thought the entire press conference was a little bit of a tone shift from what we have seen for the majority of summer. And I thought that was interesting because everybody else you speak to seems to be pretty clear on what the identity of this offense is going to be. You know, this is going to be an under center, heavy play action, throws over the middle, wide zone run scheme. They've overhauled everything, and there doesn't seem to be any ambiguity amongst most people that you talk to about where this thing is going. But Hurts struck a bit of a different tone. He said, like, you know, we don't know what we're going to look like yet. We're multifaceted. We don't know which direction we're going to go in. And so that's what sparked in my mind is like, is there a part of him? There are these interceptions that are happening. The passing offense hasn't been running that smoothly. Lack of turnovers has been a big part of this offense. Like, is part of his mind not fully ready to commit to this new approach on offense as a result?
Yeah, it was a very interesting answer by Jalen Hurts because it made you think, like, all right, are we really running this offense that everybody thought we were going to be running this year?
Right. Well, if you go back to before training camp even started, Sirianni was still doing the him and hawing of, yeah, Sean's going to bring in some stuff, but we're going to still use the things that work because why wouldn't we use the things that work? So I remember when Kellen Moore first got here, remember how the tone shifted 5 different times? It was, no, it's our offense. Then it was, yeah, no, Kellen's got the
his
keys.
Offense.
Then it was, well, no, I'm going to come up with the game plan. Kellen Moore's then going to call the plays. Then it was Kellen's coming up with the game plan, but I'm going to sign off on it.
Right.
Like, it changed 5 different times before the season even started. But this was like a last second, like, you heard Tim mention it. You ask any player on the Eagles offense, they're talking about this new offense. And then all of a sudden yesterday, Jalen's like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's working.
So is that from the team or is that him not having confidence because of the interceptions?
I'm not going to go as far as him not having confidence as far as the interceptions. But the numbers are the numbers. The 13 interceptions in training camp. Maybe he is saying, hey, we're going to try it early on. But if it's not working, we're going to have to figure out what works. Because the beauty of Jalen Hurts, even though you might not like the way he plays, he's going to play any way it takes for them to win, right? What quarterback in the NFL, high-paid quarterback, high-profile quarterback, has said, yeah, you know what, Coach, you're right. I don't want to throw the ball 30-plus times. Do you think Aaron Rodgers would have agreed to that? You think Tom Brady would have agreed to that almost every single week? No. The beauty of Jalen Hurts is he's going to do whatever it takes to win. So he's okay with throwing the ball 15 times as long as he looks up and he sees the W. A.J. Brown didn't like that because he wanted the ball thrown to him 15 times throughout the course of the game. So I think it's Jalen kind of setting up the just in case we have to go back to what works because that's what he cares about the most, and that's winning.
And I think that to your point, they've been able to figure it out. even though it wasn't a Super Bowl last year, they were able to figure it out.
Yeah.
They won the division. They won 11 games, and the offense was bad. They were able to figure it out. I don't want them to be able to figure it out this year. I actually want to see, wow, this is the offense we're running. Mm-hmm. Wow, the offense looks really good. Oh, look at the motion. Look at this. They're scheming guys open. I don't want to, by week 4, we're being like, all right, we'll just get 3rd and 1 so we can do a tush push to get a first down.
Right.
I don't want that.
But I think early on we'll see the new offense, and then if they do struggle, I would not be surprised if they went back and pivoted to the old offense. Now the question is that enough information for the Eagles front office to pay Jalen Hurts moving forward, or is it just what's the record at the end of the season?
That's what it is. That's what it is. I mean,
if they're 12-5 and they win a playoff game, are they going to trade Jalen Hurts?
No.
Exactly.
No, and I think it's pretty clear cut. The most likely scenario is that Jalen Hurts is back next year with a new contract.
Correct.
And sure, could he really struggle and he doesn't pick up the offense and the Eagles suck? I think that's such a low chance of happening. Now, if there's injuries and things like that,
yeah,
obviously there's details that matter. But as long as the team is healthy, it doesn't have to be pretty, and it doesn't mean that you're necessarily like with Jalen. They didn't give him a new contract this year because they wanted to see him for another year.
Yeah.
They didn't have to. If this was a different quarterback, they probably would have given him a contract extension.
I agree.
But they didn't have to because they want to see him do it. They want to see his preparation. They want to see, is he getting along with the guys? Is he being more of a leader? All that stuff. And I think he's going to be able to do enough because he always seems to figure it out. And it's never pretty.
No, it isn't, but they win. And that is what ultimately matters, right?
It's pretty in the Super Bowl. That's when we've seen it pretty.
But when it's not pretty and if it starts leading to losses, and that's what you saw last year, when the defense was gassed, which they were come the Niners game. I know people like to point out that they didn't play well against the Bears, the defense.
Nope.
Or the second half against the Bucks, or the first half against the Rams, or the game against the 49ers in the playoffs. But what I would always push back on is, yeah, of course they don't look good in the second half of these games. They've been on the field for more than half of the game because the offense couldn't sustain drives. The offense couldn't get first downs. And it was so easy to just say, well, the defense, they needed to make a stop there and they couldn't do it. Well, yeah, because they're all probably puking on the sideline. Like that Tampa game, they couldn't get a first down in the second half. No wonder in that heat, the Bucs were able to go downfield and score multiple touchdowns.
You remember that? How they struggled in the second half?
I was there.
The Cowboys game, the Broncos game, they blew a big lead. The Cowboys game, they didn't do anything in the second half.
Both the teams didn't, yeah.
The Bills game was terrible.
Game was terrible.
They didn't complete a pass.
They didn't complete a pass. They were so lucky. and that's the game where Sirianni was jogging off all happy.
Yeah, A.J. was giving him the side eye.
Yeah. I was so mad after that because it's like, dude, read the freaking room.
Yeah, but then you're a jerk for being mad after a win.
Well,
and that's why talking Jalen Hurts and talking Eagles offense, because I don't want it just to be Jalen Hurts. It's the Eagles offensive identity, which in week 17 last year, Jalen Hurts was saying we need to find our identity. I'm like, yo, dude, you have 1 week left. What do you mean you need to find your identity?
And you're not playing.
But that's the Eagles. It's the Eagles offense, not just Jalen Hurts. And that's why it's so confusing to talk about them, because you sound like an a-hole if you complain too much because they keep winning football games. They've been to 2 Super Bowls. They won a Super Bowl. They finally broke the streak of no back-to-back division winners. But if you watch other teams and if you watch the league, you go, man, how come our offense sucks?
You know what I say? How did they win 11 games? I mean, seriously, if you watch
the defense.
It's true, but still, you need to score points. The defense, this isn't 85 Bears or the Steel Curtain. They're very good. They're the best. They're the best on the team. But
if the defense did not play the way they did last year, I've said this a couple times, I'll say it again, they finished below 500. Like, that's how bad they were on offense. They were historically bad at one point around week 12.
3 and outs.
3 and outs. They were historically bad. And their second, I think, didn't they average like 6 points in the second half? Like, that's when you put teams away. Instead, they were letting teams back into it. And it's one thing if they were driving 80 yards downfield and then Jake Elliott was missing field goals. They weren't getting first downs. And then that's when the defense gets gassed. If it wasn't for the defense last year, they're not in the playoffs.
All right, so here's I think maybe the bigger question. Sirianni has always preached, don't turn the ball over.
Yep.
Don't make mistakes. our defense is good. We can run. We can get third and short. We can do the tush push. Don't make mistakes. Jalen Hurts has been throwing the ball a lot over the middle. There's been the interceptions. It's a new offense. I don't think that the head coach, the fabric of the head coach just changes because they brought in Sean Mannion. So,
no, he still believes in what he believes.
Honestly, it's a different offense. I'm not telling you that he can't grow. I don't know how much is actually going to change this year, other than maybe it's a legitimate modern scheme, and you're like, wow, like this is really good. There's motion. They can run the football. If Saquon Barkley can't look like more of the Saquon Barkley like they did 2024, this team's not winning squat.
Right, because they are still a run-first offense.
He needs 1,500 rushing yards this year. Saquon Barkley. I don't know if he can get it, but it can't be what happened last year.
No, it can't be, because then you're predictable. And that was the word that popped up so many times last year. Now, the beauty of Sean Mannion, if they do fully run his offense, and I want them to. I said in the previous regime of the morning show, I want them to take a bottle of white out and pour it over the old offensive playbook. Like, I want a brand new offense, and I want it to start fresh, even if there's growing pains early on. The beauty of a Sean Mannion, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, that tree, it's not predictable. You're running out of what looks like passing concepts. You're passing on rundowns. It's all over the place so that defenses can't lock in on one thing. The Eagles' offense last year, once the ground game got taken away, they had 3 routes, and that's why it became predictable.
And that was that.
Yeah.
Well,
it can't be that way this year. Whether that starts with Nick, Mannion, or Hurts, I don't care who it starts with, it can't be the same way last year. Or we're going to talk about an offseason where there's going to be lots of changes, man, and it's going to be fascinating.
All right, coming up, Devontae Smith. Now, and we're going to play you a cut. He was on the Carmelo Anthony podcast.
Yeah, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That was the one that A.J. Brown was on, and people were AI editing it, saying that he was purposely leaking stories and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that was the fake.
Yes.
Where I literally had to email Mike Florio and say, everybody thinks A.J. Brown admitted to leaking.
And it was fake.
To the media.
Yeah.
And that he never said that. And Florio was away at a wedding, and he didn't see it till like Sunday, and he wrote a big piece on it saying he never actually said that. I still have people today that'll say to me, no, you're wrong. He leaked. He admitted he leaked. I'm like, no, trust me, I do this.
No, they chopped up video. I can do that.
No, it wasn't even, dude, it wasn't even chopped up AI video. He never said it. I don't even think they really manipulated what he said.
No, there was one clip where they did manipulate, where they took multiple different answers, and it was like, I admitted to, and it was like just these weird cuts of him saying, I leaked information to the media.
Well, all it was some bot account that just said A.J. Brown admits leaking to the media
like
about his teammates.
Dove Kleiman or something like that.
Right, and then everybody, instead of like looking at it and say, what did he say, they just run with it, and then before you know it, you don't realize it. But there were so many fans that actually believed, yeah, no, he did that. Screw him. I'm like, no, he didn't. He actually didn't admit to that, and that's not what he was saying at all. But good luck trying to prove your point to anybody.
Especially on Facebook, man.
2026. All right, but Devontae talks about Saquon on the field. Where do you hear this? Also, Quinyon Mitchell mic'd up. Who do you got? LeBron or Quinyon? That's coming up after this. It is Marks and Salciunas 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game for the Birds. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update. Then the Eagles are set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals tonight at 8 o'clock down at Lincoln Financial Field for the final preseason game of this training camp. No starters are set to play, as per usual, for a Nick Sirianni-led team. So we're going to have to wait to see what this offense is going to be in week 1. We had Tim McManus on from ESPN, joined Bill Colarulo in Unfiltered yesterday, and he gave his opinion on the state of the Eagles offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
With the Phillies, they're now in Anaheim with Andrew Panner taking them out with the first pitch being at 9:38. They're currently 2 games up on the San Diego Padres in the second wildcard spot and 5 games back of the Atlanta Braves for the NL East Division. The Union are back in action on Saturday night against the New York Red Bulls up in Harrison. The match is going to begin at 7:30 p.m., and you can listen to that game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. I'm Austin Jones on the home of the Sixer, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
plus in PA, New Jersey, or Maryland. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, we're back. Marks and Salciunas on a Friday in the summertime. Now, do you go down the beach?
Usually all the time. Not this weekend, because Coop and Christy both start new school. Or Christy's back at school, but Coop starts his new school on Monday. So we're going to chill out this weekend, but then we'll do the Labor Day, because my parents live down there.
Right.
So I have an easy, spot to go to.
Yeah.
I've probably been down the shore, I don't know, how many weeks in the summer? 12 weeks? Probably eight of the 12 weeks, 9 of the 12 weeks. I don't like the day trip because I have a place to stay. I'm spoiled.
No, I honestly, I've never take a day trip. It's not worth it for me. And it sucks, too, because the way when you check into a place, you can't check in typically till 2 or 3 o'clock.
Right.
That's almost a waste of day. Because I hate, all right, we'll go down and go to the beach. Yeah, but then you don't have anywhere to go for 4 or 5 hours.
Right, and then all your stuff's in the car, and it's just sitting there.
So you almost have to get a place on Friday and then check in Friday. So then you got to get a place Friday and then Saturday. And then Sunday you have to check out early, so that's kind of a wasted day.
Right.
Your parents have the house. You don't have to deal with any of that.
Yeah, no, I could just throw their stuff in the garage and then quickly make it down to the beach. It's nice.
I mean, honest goal. I want to be a lifeguard at the Jersey Shore when I'm 60. I want to retire from radio full time, and I want to be a
shaved
lifeguard.
chest, saved back.
All right. Well, I have connections at 2 shore points. Brigantine. My dad's pretty much the unofficial mayor of Brigantine at this point. So
What's that? The 5th job?
Yeah. I'm rocking one of them. Riptide Bait and Tackle Shop today. That's one, and then one of the old time Lithuanian friends of mine. He's like one of the head. He's not a lifeguard, but he's like the EMT guy for the Ocean City Beach Patrol.
So he's a part of the beach patrol, but he's the EMT.
Yeah, he gets the phone call like, "Hey, somebody cut their leg on a seashell. We need you," and he drives the cart over to him. So I got connections for you.
It was kind of scary because they have had some issues with the currents and the riptides and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Sweeping people out. And when we were down in Ocean City that week, they're on top of it. They would have a lifeguard out in the ocean, not letting you go past them.
Oh, really?
And it was the beach we were on, they had the flag so narrow. I mean, it couldn't have been more than 15 feet where they were saying you can't go outside of this. And they had the lifeguards standing and watching because the current it would sweep you away. It was pretty bad.
Has that ever happened to you? Happened to me one time.
I thought I was going to die in Hawaii. And it's a much different animal out there. Literally, I was trying to get the lifeguard to save me.
Oh, my God. Oh, really?
Yes, I was trying to wave them, and they were looking at me. They weren't going to be able to do anything for me. It just kept pushing me out, and then the wave hits you. Any progress that you made getting closer to the shore, you get pulled back out. Finally, probably took me an hour to get back in.
Oh, really?
Dude, I was scared that I was dead.
That's crazy. An hour? I would have been cooked.
Yeah,
Dude, how was your body the next morning? I'd imagine you.
I don't remember that.
Everything hurt.
I what I remember is finally when I realized I'm not going to die, and then I made it to the beach and I just kind of collapsed.
Yeah,
and just laid on the sand because I was the problem was so what is it? It was the beach of Makapu, which is on the eastern shore, and like the North Shore, you get waves in the wintertime. So November, but then December and January. Makapu is very rough during those months as well. So a lot of times they tell you have to wear fins to go in the water. I never wore fins before, so I put fins on, and it was bad because I didn't know what to do, and it actually weighed me down. And it screwed. So I actually took them off because they were. It actually screwed me. So I took them off, and I was able to get in. But it was scary.
Dude, that's nuts.
It was scary.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying. Austin, any issues?
Not necessarily with the ocean. Like maybe when I was younger, I went too far on the wakeboard, but I used to do some kayaking down in Mays Landing, and they have the old like rope swing, and going down the Egg Harbor River and having a couple of brewskis, and you see the tire rope or the swing, what have you, and you're like, yeah, it's very smart to put the kayak to the side, climb up on the tree, and jump off into the river. So that's what I ended up doing, and as soon as I did it, I just felt like the river undercurrent kind of grabbed me down.
That's nasty.
Dude, if I didn't have a life jacket, I'm probably not here today. Like, seriously.
Oh, wow, you had a life jacket on.
Yeah, and I had a life jacket on, and, like, that's what kind of helped propel me back up because you didn't think how fast that water was moving underneath.
Water stories are nuts, man. Do you know what happened to Vito?
He broke his neck.
Yeah, doing body surfing.
Yeah, he had my dad broke his neck when I was a kid, got in a car accident where they put the halo on your head where they drill the screws into your skull.
Yeah.
That's what Vito had.
Yeah, Mike Vito, our broadcast coordinator here at the Fanatic.
We call him Vito. Vito. All right, Devontae Smith was on. I know you're glued to the, what's it called here?
7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah. To that podcast.
With Carmelo Anthony.
It's my favorite podcast.
And I think they're with the Miro guy, not Matt Miro. I don't even know his name. Kid Miro, I think is his name. Anyway,
of course.
So he starts out, because he says it quick, he's talking about how Saquon growls when he's on the field. Here's Devontae Smith.
Saquon, he be over to growling. So when he growling,
growls?
Like, yeah, like he in that mode. When he go to growling, whole different animal. Man. To me, Saquon the best it is, man.
Yeah.
The stuff I done seen him do during like training camp, I was watching him and I was like, okay, he cold, like he got it.
Yeah.
But then when you watch him in the game, this mother is different. I ain't never seen nothing like this. As a receiver blocking, like once I put hands on, I'm looking back to see where he at, trying to make sure, he got the lane and stuff. And like sometimes I just see him like the way he jump cut. And then when he hit the hole, it's like he hit a whole different gear. And you're not catching him. I ain't never seen nothing like it.
No, he is one of the best running backs still in the National Football League, and there's a lot of running backs that owe him a big thank you because he kind of got them back on the map in terms of getting paid.
Yeah, you're right.
Look at what Bijan Robinson got paid this offseason, Jahmyr Gibbs. There was another running back, too, that got
Bijan.
I said Bijan. There was one more, too.
Jonathan Taylor.
Thank you. Jonathan Taylor got paid. Saquon Barkley, the risk, because it was at the time a risk that the Eagles made signing him because he'd been getting hurt with the Giants, and they paid him a lot of money, which the running back market was not going in that direction.
You're right. It was going in the other direction.
And if you think back to what the Eagles were doing pre-Saquon Barkley, it was who's on an expiring contract that we could trade for? DeAndre Swift, Jordan Howard. Like, they did a lot of that stuff. If Saquon sucked, or if Saquon was just like 1,200 yards running back, there would not be these big paydays for running backs. Saquon Barkley brought back the running back market for the National Football League. So there's a lot of people that need to thank him.
Which still isn't what wide receiver and all.
No.
But to your point, because before that, if you remember, they signed Saquon, and what did everybody say? Oh, you're signing a running back? Oh, how's that going to work out? I remember Nick Wright was talking about how
horrible signing.
Yeah, so many people said that. It was honestly a genius move. It wasn't even lucky. Now, he needed to produce. But Saquon, now he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yep.
He's pissed at the Giants because the Giants didn't give him the contract that he wanted. And he's going to the Eagles. And he wants to rub it in their face. And he had a season of seasons.
Yeah.
And when Devontae's is like, man, I've never seen anything like that. That I meant for.
Well, I mean, that year, like, I know that we talk about the reverse hurdle. Like, I have the T-shirt of him doing the reverse hurdle, but that guy had, like, 50 highlight reel plays that year, and the 70-yard runs. Like, he was a freak. Now, I'm guessing he wasn't growling enough last year. That's my number one takeaway. Once he starts growling, he's a different beast.
I've seen unnamed coordinators, when they're evaluating running backs in Saquon, that acknowledge how great he is, but he also needs – he's a different back than other guys that just want to take the ball, take the cut, and then get through the hole.
Right.
Saquon, if things are good in front of him, he can – that's how you get 2,000 yards. That's how dominant he is. He has the breakaway speed. There's nobody that's going to catch him. You think about some of those runs. Which playoff game was it where he was smashing himself as he's running?
That was the snowball
the Rams game.
The Rams.
Think about how many runs against the Commanders. How many
the first
home runs?
The first toss of the game for Saquon Barkley and the Eagles after the Commanders go down, they kick a field goal, and you're like, oh, that's not really cool. I was hoping the defense would be able to shut them out. And then the Eagles get the offense and toss left, spin, gone to the house.
How many, like Miles Sanders, and Miles Sanders was a good running back. How many running backs do you remember that's like, all right, they're taking it wide, and they keep going wide, It's like, well, cut it in, and it's like, boom, then they're out of bounds where they get 2 yards. Saquon needs a sliver, he hits that hole, bam, and then good luck. And then it's the second level. You have Saquon going against a linebacker or a safety, and Saquon's faster and more athletic than anybody he's going to go up against.
Yeah, no.
And he'll truck you.
No, and like if you look back at some of these numbers from that year, man, like he had multiple 70-plus yard runs.
No,
multiple.
It was as good of an individual year of any player we've seen. Maybe, and we may have a Ryan Howard topic. The Ryan Howard 58 home run, 313, different sport. But it was as special of a season individually, the performance, and forget about they even won a Super Bowl, but just individually, I'd never seen anything like that.
No. I mean, what he was doing, and look, the offensive line deserves a lot of that credit because they did give him gaping holes. But then it was that second level. It was all Saquon Barkley. This is an article from Fox Sports from a couple of years ago after the season ended. Barkley led the NFL with 7 carries that went for at least 40 yards in the regular season. He had 17 carries with at least 20 yards. Think about that.
And 140 yards in itself.
And with today's NFL, you're starting drives at the 30-yard line these days, right? Because of the way the touchback or the way with the new kickoff. So if you're starting at the 30, you pop off a 20-yard run, you're at midfield.
And now you can kick a field goal because every kicker in the league except ours can kick it 70 yards.
And that's like the most frustrating thing I think about that 2024 season is the fact that the MVP award is just essentially the quarterback award. And the fact that like you have guys that are doing these type of seasons. Like someone's going to break the all-time receiving record for yardage or touchdown soon, and they're still not going to win an MVP award, which is asinine in my opinion.
Yeah, because of the quarterback. The thing with Saquon, if he finished a lot of those runs, and you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, he was getting tackled at the 1 yard. How many times do you think he got tackled at the 1 yard line?
Too many.
Well, I mean, if you're not doing tush push every time, he gets another 5 touchdowns.
And then maybe he does win MVP.
Yeah, if he finishes the game against the Giants at MetLife.
Right, exactly.
We're running out of time. I'm going to play it anyway. So this is passing coordinator Josh Grizzard. They had Quinyon Mitchell mic'd up, and here it is.
I want you on a hot mic saying LeBron versus Q, goal line fade. How many? Q. Out of 10.
10 out of 10. Stop.
Oh, bull.
LeBron has talked about wanting to be a tight end.
Tight end for the Cleveland Browns, Dallas Cowboys.
Quinyon, right now, LeBron, Quinyon Mitchell. Or prime LeBron, Quinyon Mitchell.
Prime LeBron.
Let's go prime LeBron. Let's go 28 LeBron.
Like him in Miami. You like him in Miami from like 11 to 14.
How many? We're talking about essentially a jump ball at the goal line where they go and they do a fade.
I could see LeBron pulling in 5. I could see
I was going to say 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, like, his
6'8".
I was going to go 10 out of 10. What are you guys talking
Dude,
about?
he could bump him at the line of scrimmage. Quinyon, as talented as he is, he's like 150 pounds. Like,
when you see him, I don't want to call him little because he's still a professional football player, but compared to some of the other players, he is not built. He's not winning because of his physique.
No,
he's athletic, obviously, but I think LeBron gets 9 out of 10.
Yeah, Quinyon's 6 foot, 200 pounds on a good day.
What,
my ass.
6'8", 250 pounds. My God.
Coming up, the hit list.
Oh, dude,
with Andrew Salciunas.
A lot of audio in this one today.
Let's do it.
A ton of it.
Let's do it. The hit list is coming up next. It's Marks and Salciunas, 97.5. Do I have Bet Parks here? All right, well, just put it down at the bottom so I can see it because I'm anyway. But listen, we got a lot going on here on the Bet Parks app, including I talked about this a little bit yesterday. Did you know that Bet Parks right now is officially? I'm just pulling it up here right now. Sorry, the Bet Parks online sportsbook is proud to announce they're now the official sportsbook of Chickies and Pete's. That is correct. So tonight, 5 p.m., Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It's a launch party. So you're going to watch the Birds game, play their final preseason, but come down starting at 5 p.m. They're going to have a launch party, and believe me, they know how to party down at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. But college football this week is week 0, so check this out. I like doing futures in pro football, college football. So check this out. So if you were to bet Notre Dame to win it all, a $25 bet pays $137.50. Ohio State, 25 plays $150. 25 on Texas plays $175, 25 on Oregon, $150, and then if you bet Georgia, $212.50. So join me and make your downtime fun time on the Bet Parks app. You can bet the Fightins tonight. You can live bet. You can do futures. Look at how many wins the Fightins have for the rest of the regular season. There's a ton going on. You must be 21, and then PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, man. I'll wear
Salciunas.
that as a badge of honor for now because I'm just speaking the truth.
So-
And one day people will get it.
At 8, Andrew had an opinion on potential Eagles Stadium site, and people were pissed.
Like angry.
So we'll play what he said yesterday. We'll discuss it even a little bit more, and then we have 8 reactions on social media. We could have done 800 reactions on social media.
I'm
People
still
were
getting
pissed.
tweeted.
Oh no, that won't go away.
No.
As it should.
That won't go away. That is the interaction I saw immediately. Like when you did it, I was like, people are going to go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
And they did. But anyway, so that's coming up top of the hour. Wine of the Week comes back at 8:30.
Love that.
But it's time for the hit list.
The Hit List. Hit me. Stories that will make you sound smart, walk with confidence, and make you look cool around the office.
I'm cool as biscuits.
The Hit List. Hit me. Brought to you by Lundy Law, your injury lawyers. 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, Johnny, this will be the most audio to date on the hit list. Plenty of audio to play through, so let's get right to it. Man, oh, man, the 49ers cannot catch a break right now, Johnny. We have electrical substations just destroying the team. Their owner is driving around mobile homes looking for prostitutes, and now they are guilty by association.
Okay, so I'm on my way to get my mom. I know I get a lot of fans who want to know how football works or how I got involved in the league.
So that was 35-year-old 49ers wide receiver Dejan Love, or Jordan Love, or John Love, or Averill Love. Now, this isn't a Chad Ochocinco situation where it was Chad Johnson and he changed his name. No, that guy doesn't exist.
Huh?
This is a stone-cold catfishing situation.
But he was pretending to be a wide receiver?
There is no 35-year-old wide receiver named Dejan Love that plays for the 49ers. Love is just some random dude who created an entire Instagram account claiming that he plays for San Fran. He is such a scam artist that if you go to his Instagram account, he's wearing a real 49ers helmet, like he bought a 49ers helmet. He's doing drills on the beach. He's at a facility where he's running routes and he's doing like the rope drills where he's exercising. Like this guy is doing a full-fledged I play for the San Francisco 49ers scam. He went so far into it that he was able to get Google, the AI, to think he actually plays for the San Francisco 49ers.
Is the Instagram still live?
Maybe not because
What's his name?
He got arrested.
What's his name again?
Dejan, D-A-E-J-O-N, Dejan Love.
It comes up. Let me
The
see.
scam isn't just him faking playing in the NFL. It's what he did with his fake status. Here is the full report from KGW News.
Federal prosecutors say he faked being a San Francisco 49ers player as part of a scheme to convince women to give him money. This Instagram account, cited in court records, shows Love wearing 49ers gear and playing catch on the beach. Prosecutors say Love used dating apps like Tinder, Hinge, and Facebook Dating to meet women and entice them into fake investment schemes, mostly between 2022 and 2025. They say they found 26 women from Oregon, California, and Washington who were defrauded out of more than $1.3 million.
Wow. So he wasn't even doing it just to get laid. He was doing it to
For
get
money. He was telling them, I will invest this because I play in the NFL. I know a lot of good investors. I will help you with your money. And what he would do is once they would send him the money, he would block their contact. And he
Wow,
made over
people are so stupid.
$1.3 million.
So this guy, like you had said, the profile's there.
It's legit.
He has almost 10,000 followers. It says, grind don't stop. NFL wide receiver at 49ers, # undrafted, trust God. There you go. And then, so he has Instagram stories, NFL journey, and has him in his car with a helmet on.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Dude, this guy's sick.
So I thought it was going in the direction. There was a guy that looked like Vince Young. When Vince Young was in Philly, there was a guy that used to go out in Manayunk. There was a fake Vince Young. He would even do the hook 'em horns.
No way.
But he was doing it to get laid. He wasn't doing it to defraud people money.
No, this guy did it for $1.3 million.
I saw him at, what was it? Wait, one of the Manayunk bars. I saw him, and I was like, and it's like, yeah, that's the guy that pretends to be Vince Young. And it looked like Vince Young if Vince Young was like 40 pounds heavier and about 3 inches shorter.
Sure.
I was going to say Vince Young right now.
Well, yeah, exactly. All right, this next story's right in your alleyway. Let's play the theme now. John, We have audio from a police chase that took place last night in L.A., and I know you love this stuff.
I do.
Shout out to whoever the reporter is for Channel 7 ABC in L.A. because they're really good at, like, telling the whole story. All right, he's going down now I-95, and now he's making a turn on the green lane. Like, they're really good at this kind of stuff.
It's like Kevin Harlan.
So police chases are hectic. Add in the fact that they're in L.A., where there's a lot of crazy people. Just listen closely to the full reporting that is being done on the chase.
Southbound side of the 5 freeway, a traffic break is forming. LAPD backup is en route. He's lighting up behind the wheel. You can see he is smoking inside of that vehicle. Look as folks come outside. Somebody now mooning the pursuit. That's a first. We'll check that one off. This wanted gang member now on the run. Foot pursuit ensuing. LAPD preparing to chase this guy. LAPD now taking that suspect into custody, Mark.
All right, so great job by LAPD, getting him. But you hear at one point the guy's lighting a cigarette as he's driving in this police chase. And then they see somebody that's just straight up mooning the camera. A guy ran out of his house, saw the spotlight from the helicopter, and just pulled his pants down, started mooning the camera on live TV. Oh, it was awesome, man.
Yeah, I don't think people realize the California Highway Patrol chase, it's something that is on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
Happens all the time, and the helicopters are up there, and you get the anchors that you may think that they're traffic anchors. Oh, no, like this is something that they're very
they're good
well-versed in, yes.
Yeah. All right, one more for you, and this is just freaking amazing. Did you watch the video? I'll ask you first. Did you see the video of Jason Tatum in China?
No.
All right, this is fantastic. All right, remember the last time we had an NBA player in China?
James Harden.
It was James Harden calling Daryl Morey a liar and that he would never play for him ever again in front of a bunch of kids. Like, it was like a kids' camp
in China
shoe reveal. Well, that was for Adidas. This time it's Jason Tatum for the Jordan brand. They're revealing some sort of new shoe. And inside the facility, there was a basketball net. So you could start playing the audio. We'll talk over it a little bit. Go ahead, Austin. This is Jason Tatum. Every awe is him missing the free throw. He missed 10 straight free throws in front of these guys. He asked for another ball because he couldn't make it. He's like, give me another ball.
I got to at least make one.
And he missed more with the new ball. It gets to the point where
Jason,
let me try. You hear one of the guys say, Jason, let me try. So NBA player Jason Tatum is in front of all these people. All he needed to do was make one free throw, and he missed 10 in a row.
Jason! Oh!
How embarrassing is that?
Pretty embarrassing.
10 straight missed free throws from Jason Tatum. Watch the video because you start seeing him get like, he's like trying to smile through it.
He got the yips.
He's so uncomfortable. Give me a new ball. Give me a new ball. Proceeds to miss 4 more in a row with the new ball, and then finally on his 11th attempt, finally makes it.
So, Jaylen Brown is somewhere smiling.
Right. I thought the same thing. So Jason Tatum can do better in an NBA game, an NBA playoff game, than in front of a bunch of Chinese people.
Yes.
Which you could tell he got the yips.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And, like, these weren't, like, the ball's going around the rim and popping out. No, he was bricking these shots. You got to watch the video because just me talking about it doesn't do the story enough justice.
I can't get enough of this guy's Instagram page, too. The fake 49er.
Yeah.
So all the stuff he posts, it's smart. You can't put anything in the comments, which is weird. It's just that you can, like, retweet it, whatever it is.
Well, yeah,
on that,
you can do that.
You can share it.
You can block comments from.
On none of his, can you leave comments?
Right, because
none of them.
Nobody can then say, this guy's not a real player. And
correct.
If you're a woman and you don't watch this football, you don't watch this, it doesn't have to be ladies, it could be guys too, but he was obviously seeking out women to give him money. You don't know anything about this guy. You're probably going to his Instagram account. You're probably going to click on the replies. And if somebody says, this is funny, this guy doesn't play for the Niners, then
everybody sees it and whatever.
Yeah, the fact that he turns it off, boom.
And to your point, the Google AI says Dejan Love is a wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. blah, 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 blah.
And that's why ChatGPT, you can't believe everything they tell you when you ask it for information because this guy literally manipulated the Google AI search engines.
What a creep.
1.3 million.
All right, coming up, speaking of a creep, Andrew Salciunas.
Screw you,
an
creep.
Enemy of the fans, public enemy number one. Andrew Salciunas defends what he has to say. We'll play it, and then we'll play the responses. Andrew Salciunas is anti-Eagle fan, anti-tailgating.
You got me.
Anti-moving the stadiums out of the South Philadelphia complex. We'll rehash it, and we'll play what people had to say about it coming up next. It's Mark Salciunas, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game for the Eagles. I'm Austin Jones with their Fanatic Sports Update, and the Eagles are going to host the Cincinnati Bengals tonight down at Lincoln Financial Field at 8 o'clock for their final preseason game. Those starters are going to be playing in the game, obviously, so we're going to have to wait till week one to see what this new Sean Mannion offense looks like. Tim McManus from ESPN joined Bill Colarulo of Unfiltered yesterday, and he provided his state of opinion on the Eagles offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
The Phillies are now in Anaheim to face the Angels with Andrew Painter taking them out and first pitch being at 9:38. They're currently 2 games up in the second wild card spot on the San Diego Padres, and they're 5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the NL East Division. The Union are back in action Saturday night versus the New York Red Bulls up in Harrison, New Jersey, with the match beginning at 7:30 p.m. You can listen to the live call of the game right here on The Fanatic. And also, Kevin Nagandi of ESPN will join the show at 9 o'clock. This update is brought to you by Verizon Business. Small business owners are always looking for an edge, and that's why Verizon Business helps you build your digital skills and connect through local networking. Book an appointment with a Verizon business expert today at verizon.com/grow together. I'm Austin Jones on the home of The Fanatic.
Friday, it is Marks and Salciunas. John Marks, Andrew Salciunas. What is going on?
What up, man?
Coming up here in 90 seconds, public enemy number one, Tunis.
Love it.
But before we get to that, we have a old segment that we're bringing back called the Wine of the Week. That's at 8:30. And we're going to play 4 clips of the best wines of the week. So stay tuned at 8:30. It's going to be great. And it involves not only athletes, but also people at the station. But it also involves our Twitter poll, which, as always, stood up by Dr. Abaddon Appel of Iron Mountain Men's Health, standing strong with support from Dr. Appel.
Yeah, so strong that we actually have people writing in their answers today. We don't just need to click yes or no. Our polls are so strong that you can actually write in your answer. And the question is, who's the biggest whiner at the station? Without knowing who the wines are, it's just, who do you guys think is the biggest whiner? Bill Colarulo running away with it right now, but it's all people of the Fanatic voting Bill Colarulo. Brendan Petrelli chimes in with Ricky Batalico. Says low-key loves to whine all the time.
Agreed.
Ricky's kind of a dark horse candidate in
Off
this.
air, Ricky might be the biggest whiner of them all. Honestly.
It's actually not a bad point.
So you can vote 975 the Fanatic on X.
And I got 1 vote.
Good.
And it's probably because of yesterday.
Probably because of yesterday. Good segue there, Tunis.
Thank you.
All right, so here's how we'll set it up. All right. Josh Shapiro, governor of Pennsylvania, he was at the open practice.
Yes.
And at the open practice or after the open practice, he was asked by the media about a new stadium for the Eagles. The Eagles are working right now to figure out where they're going to put a new stadium, what the stadium's going to be, et cetera. So it's not even...
There will be a new one, because there are also people saying, well, what's wrong with the link? There's going to be a new stadium.
Like with me, I can't do the topic of should they have a new stadium or should they renovate the link. They're not renovating the link. They're going to have a new stadium, right?
Because you see what's being built in L.A., you see what's being built all across the National Football League, and every owner wants to try to one-up the next guy.
I will agree that it doesn't feel like the link is dated enough to where you're knocking it down. The reality is they're going to build a new stadium.
Yeah, I don't think if the question is should they keep the link, I'm fine with it. I love the link. But that doesn't matter because Jeffrey Lurie's already thinking about next steps.
So then we get into where is it going to go, and I would say the large majority of people want all of the stadiums to stay in South Philly at the complex.
Clearly.
God forbid you change everything there, Andrew Salciunas. So we started talking about it. And this was what was posted to all the social medias for the Fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
Here's public enemy number one, Tunis.
The South Philly Sports Complex is one of the most overrated things about this city. Like, there are people that love the fact that all 4 teams play within one square, that there are 3 buildings all in the same sort of area. And the fact that you love that, you have to go outside of the area for like 5 minutes and see how much better it can be elsewhere. It does not matter that Citizens Bank Park is adjacent to Lincoln Financial Field, because guess what? When you're at the Eagles games, do you care about the Phillies? Do you care about the proximity of where Citizens Bank Park is? No. Everything about the South Philly Sports Complex actually kind of sucks. Traffic blows. There's nothing to do around there. Go to Fenway, go to Chicago, go to Wrigleyville, and spend 5 minutes there, and you're going to say, holy hell, how come we don't have these bars? How come we don't have all this kind of stuff? There's nothing really good about the South Philly Sports Complex other than you know where it is, you know the teams that play there, you love the teams that play there, and this city hates change.
All right, so that rant right there got the response that I thought it would get times 5, and I thought it was going to get a big response.
Yes.
So I would just like for all the people out there that are like, well, I'm going to turn this guy off. He's a jerk. There are a lot of people fired you, which we'll hear from in a second on the comments.
Wait. Yeah.
But would you like to add anything to that, or would you like to?
Yeah, so look, as the ongoing battle that will never end, 90-second clips do not tell the full story. There is actually a 10-minute video on our YouTube page where the conversation gets a little bit deeper. Brendan Petrelli called in, and my biggest question for a lot of people that were so angry with me yesterday was, what is it that you love about the South Philly Sports Complex? And the biggest thing that people keep on telling me is the tailgating scene. And my response will always be, you will still have a tailgating scene somewhere else. If the Eagles move 1 mile away to the Navy Yard, which is something that we were talking about, they're going to create lots for you to be able to tailgate. Tailgating and football go hand in hand. So that's not going to go away. And that was my biggest question for people. And the other one that a lot of people push back on is, well, I love doing the doubleheader. If the Phillies play at 1 o'clock and the Eagles play at 8 o'clock, I will go to the Phillies game and then the Eagles game. How many people are actually doing that, John?
Not enough to keep a stadium in the complex.
Yeah, like I have a kid. You have 3 kids. Do you have that time in your life where you go, hey, honey, I'm going to be in South Philly for 15 hours?
But for the people that want to do that, then like there's so few people that actually do that. Maybe there's hundreds, whatever it is. That's not a reason to not build a stadium.
Right.
So here's the biggest thing. You had talked about the tailgating thing, and Petrilli put the video out, and he put it up on his social media.
I saw this.
And he asked the question, will tailgating die if we have parking garages? If you go to the Navy Yard, it's not going to be parking garages.
Yeah, I don't know why he's saying parking garages.
This isn't Sixers in Center City. Like, to the point, because I heard a lot of people say this when it's like the Sixers are going to be in Center City. Oh, then we can't tailgate. How many people are tailgating 76ers games?
No, nobody.
That's where you go to a
freezing.
bar. You go to a bar, you go get dinner and you drink something. You go into the arena and you drink in there.
Yeah.
If you're tailgating a 76er game, great. There's so few people that are tailgating. You know what you're doing? You're standing outside drinking before you go in.
Right.
That's not really tailgating.
No, the 2 teams you tailgate for are the Phillies and the Eagles.
Correct. And there's a great tailgating. If that's the kind of stuff you like, it's a great tailgating place to go.
And my thing, because I said this to Petrilli and I said this to numerous people on social media yesterday, people keep on, oh, well, the culture. You all make the culture. We make the culture. The people make the culture. Asphalt does not make the culture, right? Like the block of land does not make the culture. It's who we are as people. Eagles fans won't change if they're in the Navy Yard or if they go up 95 to Northeast Philly.
It is a city. Philadelphia is a provincial city. You've had the same. You moved to Lincoln Financial Field, but you've had the same tickets in the same section. You do tailgating with the same people. It's like you're going. It's almost like you're going to church on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Like that. I think Petrilli texts us that, but it's true. You have your routine. I mean, the reason I like the South Philly Sports Complex is I know exactly how to get there.
Yep.
I know that it's safe. I know that if my wife and her friends want to go to a concert or go to a game, I'm not going to worry about them driving or parking or anything like that. It checks a lot of the boxes. It doesn't mean you couldn't put I don't want the Eagle Stadium in the South Philly complex.
Right.
I want something different. I'm almost 50 years old. My entire life has been every stadium is down there.
But that's what people love.
And that's exactly what I was going to say.
Because people
it's
don't
been that
like
way for what?
People
4
don't
decades?
like that. People don't like change. They want it to be the same. And one of the things that people kept on saying to me yesterday was, well, whenever somebody comes in from out of town, they go, wow, it's so cool that all your stadiums are here. Well, I've been fortunate with Philly sports trips to go out of town to other stadiums.
Right.
And I go, I know I came off as a bit of a jerk, and I apologize.
Yeah, you are a jerk.
Go outside for 5 minutes.
mean.
I feel bad. But, like, I went to the Broncos game a couple of years ago. You walk 5 minutes outside of the stadium, you're in different neighborhoods, you're in different there's bars, there's restaurants, the city's right there, and Coors Field is a mile away. So if you wanted to do the double dip, it's a mile away.
It's difficult in Philly because it's an older city. You had brought up Wrigley and Fenway.
Yeah, you can't do that.
They were built 100 years ago in the city, so
Right.
you couldn't put a Philly stadium. Like Minneapolis has their football stadium in the city, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's also a more modern city. You can't do that in Philly. The fact that they were going to put the Sixers in Center City would have been amazing. I can't even imagine how that would be, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because people bitched about traffic. Man, it takes me 3 hours to get home from an Eagles game.
There's going to be traffic wherever you go.
I just want something different. I don't want to have to live. Like, literally, if I live my life where the only thing I know from stadiums in Philadelphia is South Philly, why can't we put the Eagles 2 miles away at the Navy Yard or something like that?
And that's what I think people were, because, again, clips only tell so much of a story. I wasn't saying move them to Jersey. I wasn't saying, oh, you know what, Bloomsburg, PA is nice this time.
No, you wanted them to move to Phoenix like Norman Brayman and the Eagles.
You're right. Yeah, damn it, you got me.
All right, so the comments I started reading on Instagram, we have 8 comments, 4 from Twitter and 4 from Instagram.
I love it.
And believe me, I know that people can be mean. It's why I don't really check social media. But people were so mad.
Yeah.
And honestly, what you said, other than it was kind of condescending.
Yeah,
to be
leave the town for 5 minutes.
Leave the town for 5 minutes, you loser. You didn't say you loser, but maybe people felt
it came off as a jerkish way, and I apologize for that.
But that was good because it's also true. If you've been anywhere else and you've seen, like you said, you've seen other cities and how they have it set up. It's not bad to have something outside of the same freaking thing we've had our whole life.
The Broncos Stadium is 1 mile away from Coors Field, 2 miles away from where the Nuggets and the Avalanche play, right? You could double dip. You can do all those things, and the Broncos Stadium has so much around it.
We just don't want change.
And tailgating lots, by the way. You could still tailgate a Broncos game despite there being a bar next door.
You can.
Because that's what the other response I got a lot was, well, if you build bars, that means you can't tailgate, and now I'm paying $20 for a drink. There's still going to be parking lots.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell.
There's bars down there. You can go to Xfinity Live or Stateside Live. Yeah.
The Philadelphia crowd is always going to tailgate. It doesn't matter what bar or function's taking place. We know how to get down.
By the way,
tailgate.
You still need to put your car somewhere. It's not like you're walking to the games.
No, you're not. So anyway, if they built the new stadium in the South Philly complex, I'm not going to be mad. Seriously,
it's just going to be more of the same.
It would just be more of the same. I would prefer if they put it somewhere else, but truly put the garages, because you were talking about Northeast Philly, and they would have to have a lot of parking garages. It's going to be I don't know where they're considering it. The Navy Yard's been a name that I've heard brought up a lot, and there is the space to actually do it. I don't know.
I've heard Jetro.
Jetro certainly could be there.
Which that's not far away. It's just not in the same square.
But Jetro would still be the sports complex, because it's just a couple parking lots over. Navy Yard would be out of the South Philly sports complex.
Sure.
Albeit maybe 2 miles away.
Right.
All right, so let's get to it. Let's start off with the Instagram ones, all right? Public enemy number one, Andrew Salciunas. Just start firing. Give me one.
Please tell me that the station will be firing this man immediately for what he just said about the Philly sports complex. I don't know if this man has ever lived in Philadelphia. He must have came from New York or Boston. William from Instagram.
Nope. Philly born and bred.
South Jersey, Philly, Temple. I haven't left, guys.
He wears the Philly tuxedo.
I do, a lot. I'll wear the Eagles hat, Philly shirt all the time, man.
Yeah. All right, give me more.
Who is this guy on my feed? What are his qualifications? The South Philly complex is the best and most unique thing going, and whoever this guy is should be scanning tickets for our Philly sports teams. Mike from Instagram.
In the sports complex. That's where I would be scanning tickets.
Only if it wasn't in South Philly.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Really bad take here, but it makes sense. You're wearing a knockoff Phillies jersey from Ross. Christian from Instagram.
They don't sell knockoffs at Ross, and it was a really cool
It was a nice
item.
shirt from Target. It wasn't even a jersey. You were wearing the knockoff jersey. Why am I catching knockoff strays?
Because you're saying knockoff things.
Oh, my God.
You should not be behind a microphone representing Philadelphia.
I agree.
Ghost from Instagram.
I agree.
What's up, Ghost?
I agree. I was a little bit embarrassed to be associated with you.
Dude, 12 years. 12 years behind this. Well, not this microphone, but yeah. Welcome to the show, guys.
All right,
I've been here for a while now.
Let's move it over to X.
Oh, it's nicer.
This guy wants to sit at a sushi restaurant and have espresso martinis before a game. Get out of here. Ron from Twitter.
That's actually what I want.
I had sushi last night.
There's two of my favorite things in the world is sushi and espresso martinis. Not together. That's not a good mix.
That sounds horrific.
Give me
Honestly,
some.
Who cares if it doesn't mix well? It's going to be good at the point in time.
No.
I need it to mix well.
Nah.
Wait, you don't care what you order? That's a whole other conversation. I don't want to derail the segment.
Yeah, no, real quickly. No, I mean, like, in that instance, yeah, I could do sushi and espresso martini. I can do that, but I'm not going to do, like, espresso martini and spaghetti.
No, espresso martini, for me, it has to be a little bit colder. It's not a summertime. I'm not going to the beach drinking espresso martinis because they sell the cut waters in a can.
Yeah.
That I like. I get
Delicious.
I get the Moscow Mule. I don't do that. But
give me 4 of them.
Anyway, yeah, like I love sushi. It's one of my favorite things to eat.
Yeah, but I would eat sushi before a game.
But just because you're moving where the Eagles play somewhere else doesn't mean you can't tailgate and you have to.
Yeah, and all of a sudden we're having bougie restaurants. Like,
right.
Go ahead. What else?
I have to double reply.
Double.
This is such a dweeb statement. Has it ever occurred to you that maybe Philly fans don't care much for the bars and stuff outside of places like Fenway? Because, I don't know, the fans are actually there for the game. Philly ranter from Twitter.
How do you know? that they're actually there for the game. It's a different experience.
Yeah, you might be there just for the game. I usually go to games just for the games. But, like, there's also days where it's like, all right, let's make this a full day. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I'm going to guess that person has not experienced anything other than Philadelphia.
But my point is that if you're going to Fenway, you're going for the game. It's just that it's cool because it's in a neighborhood to where the game is better before and after. You've been to Wrigley.
Been to Wrigley. I've been to Fenway.
There is. I went to Wrigley with my dad, my late uncle, and Uncle Jamie right before the pandemic started, and we verboed condo. It was like a mile away from Wrigleyville, so we just had to walk with the same friggin' road. We just had to walk up. It's one of the best sports experiences of my life.
It's awesome.
I sat in the bleachers. There were fights the entire game. It was I couldn't have had more fun. And they weren't fighting Phillies fans; they were fighting each other.
Yeah,
which made it great. It was such a good day. We went to bars before. We went to bars after. It's a different experience. I'd say it's cooler than going and sitting in a parking lot and drinking.
Look, I get it. I love crushing a 30-pack with my boys. Like, I do like doing that, but it doesn't have to always be that. You could do that one week, and then the next week you try something else.
All right, give us some more.
Take the microphone from this clown and give it to Ray Dunne, slapstick from Twitter.
Oh, man, replace me with Ray.
Yep.
Wow, Ray isn't hated yet. Remember, I asked you guys yesterday, when will Ray start getting hated as a host? Because I've now become the hated host.
Apparently, you're going to take that title from him.
Yes, exactly.
Any more there, Austin?
Last one.
Is this dude even from Philadelphia? He sounds like a whiny child.
Yes.
215 from Twitter.
I love that.
215.
Yeah, 215. Is he from Philly? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right. I've only been on this airwaves for 12 years. I've talked about all the games that I've gone to, the 17-game ticket plan, blah, blah, blah. But no, because I said that, man, our beloved Philly sports complex could be better. Now I'm an anti-Philadelphia person that should be exiled.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because that reaches algorithms of people that don't listen to Philly sports radio, but they're Philadelphia sports fans.
So what you're saying is I did my job, yes.
What I'm saying is, no, you didn't. You scared people away. If that would have been a good clip, people would have said, hey, I want to hear what that guy has to say on the air.
Yeah, man. First 2
you
weeks on
ruined
the show. Yeah, first 2 weeks of a brand new show, and you already dropped bombs that destroyed us. Great. Now we got to all talk to Scott after this show.
Idol76 chimes in on the YouTube chat. He's speaking my language. You know me, the big golfer that I am. Chunas is just upset they don't have a golf course there to counteract the real sports. You're right.
You are a bit bougie.
You're right. I wish that there was a golf course. Tear down the link, and Mike Trout can build his second golf course right on the complex. That's what I'm saying.
Public enemy number one, Chunas.
Love it.
Great job, Chunas.
Thank you. I mean, look, I'm just talking off of my personal experiences that there are better things in the world. We are the best fans, but we should also have the best experiences.
All right, so you ready? So Petrilli checks in and says, think about all the people that sell knockoff shirts and drinks and pretzels. Those people don't make enough to travel around the city.
Are you kidding me?
We're not asking them to go to Jersey. They can take their shopping cart to the Navy Yard. I'm not asking.
Wait. So we're keeping the complex for the pretzel guy.
Yes, exactly. The pretzel guy and the person that wants to go to 2 games in the same day and just walk across the
That's why we're keeping the complex.
But
the 1% of people that do that and the pretzel guy.
We are keeping the complex. It's the Eagles can go and play elsewhere. We still have the other sports. The other 3 are going to be there. Put the Eagles somewhere else and make it a retractable roof.
Oh, by the way, and when they tear down the link for the new stadium, because they're going to have to do that, they can build more parking lots. That means tailgating.
But Shirley says if it goes to the Navy Yard, how does the traffic get better? It doesn't. It doesn't change.
Nothing
changes.
changes.
That's the point. So if it doesn't change, what does it matter? You can't use traffic as traffic will be bad. It already is unbearable.
They will also build ramps. As they're building the stadium, they will build ramps.
Let's just say the traffic, like when 65,000 people leave the stadium at once, guess what? There's nothing you can do to change traffic.
Right.
Could it be better or worse than right now? I don't think it could be worse. Literally, I don't go to Eagles games because it takes me so long to get home. Phillies games, it depends. Phillies games, if the game's a blowout, like I go with my kids, we're not staying 9 innings. They don't want to stay for 9 innings. We're lucky to make it through 6.
Soft, fake fan. You're not there through all 9 innings. Do better.
I've had games where the kids didn't want to leave and my wife wanted to leave. I had games where the game didn't even start. They wanted to go home. And it's like, no, we have to stay for some of the game. These tickets are like
I paid these
$100
tickets.
a piece. What are we talking about?
Look, to be clear, I love the Link. I love Citizens Bank Park. I love the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
Doesn't sound like
I
it.
can also love those buildings if they were elsewhere. It doesn't have to be in one square block.
But you hate the fans and you hate Philadelphia.
And I hate tailgating. And I hate the pretzel guy. And I hate the person that does 2 games in one day.
I love the fake T-shirt pretzel vendor.
Oh, they're the best.
Water guy.
Cheaper on the outside. I love those
$1
guys.
waters.
Yeah. Come on, man.
For
you
sure.
can't
And
beat
then
a water
after
for
the game,
$1.
after the game, the pretzel's less expensive because it's been sitting out for 5 hours.
And
So
you'll
now
just break your tooth.
Now it's 2 for $1.
Coming up, Wine of the Week. Since Andrew's a whiner, does he make the Wine of the Week? Featuring some Fanatic hosts and a prominent NFL player. And you get to vote to see who the Wine of the Week is. That's the best part of it. That is coming up next. It's Marks and Salciunas, 97.5.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game for the Birds. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update, and the Eagles are set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals tonight down at the Link at 8 o'clock. No starters are set to play in the game. No surprise there. But we will get to see some backups who are still trying to make this roster. But overall, the main question for the Eagles this offseason is about the offense. And Tim McManus from ESPN joined Bill Colarulo of Unfiltered yesterday, and he gave his opinion on the state of the offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
With the Phillies, they're now in Anaheim to take on the LA Angels, with Andrew Painter being on the mound tonight. First pitch is going to be for 9:38. They're currently 2 games up on the San Diego Padres for the second wild card spot, as well as they're 5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the division. The Union are back in action tonight, or tomorrow night, against the New York Red Bulls, with the match beginning at 7:30 up in Harrison, New Jersey. You can listen to that game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic, and Kevin Nagandi of ESPN is going to join us at 9 o'clock. This update is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by the Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Austin Jones at the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Ricky Bo, Bill
It's Marks and Salciunas. A lot to get to. We have a tailgating truther in Connor Thomas, who also is like, yeah, you can't move the stadiums, man.
It's sick down there, bro.
That's what he said to me.
Damn right.
That's all right. Let's not get sidetracked because
sick.
This is a big deal to me. This was a segment that I came up with when I worked with Mike.
And I loved it, man.
Pretty early on. Everybody, like Sean loved it. Everybody pretty much from the station loved it. And it was a fun segment. It is time for your wine of the week. This is where you pot it up. Thank you. So we give you, it's going to actually be 5 wines, and you're going to vote by the Davis Honda text line on our YouTube chat, or we have a poll up right now on X.
Yes.
975 The Fanatic. We give you the choices, and you vote after you finish listening to all of them. Will it be choice A, Bill Colarulo whining about NBC Sports Philadelphia collaborating with Ray on Instagram?
Whoa.
Our producer at NBC actually said, get him out of there. Apparently our ratings the last whole hour has been
That's
way
crazy
down.
because I just got a text from someone behind the scenes at NBC. Thank God we finally got something to clip. We're going to send it and we're going to collaborate with you.
Oh, yeah, I saw that from earlier.
No. I'm not kidding. That's not a bit. I just got that text.
Yeah, what is it with NBC? They collaborate with you, they don't collaborate with me?
You never worked over there.
I got literally 10,000 times the followers you do on Instagram. They collaborate with you. Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Legal hands to the face.
No, it's Bill Colarulo.
I was posting clips back in the day for my podcast.
That's a righteous wine. I would be frustrated if I was Bill and Ray. You know, Ray.
Who the hell is Ray Dunne?
But they're collaborating with Ray. Meanwhile, they don't collaborate with Bill, I guess.
Who's been on that show every day for over a year. Yeah, you would think that they would use some of the clips from their show for some of their Instagram stuff. So I agree with Bill.
And collaborate with Bill. They'll just put it out. They'll do a clip from the show and they'll put it out, and they won't collaborate with Bill. They did the same thing because Ray was on the show, and they collaborated with Ray. What a slap in the face that is.
I love how Bill drops the followers, though. Oh, I got 10,000 more followers than you, man.
But did you hear when Ray was like, no, this isn't a bit? You could tell Bill's face probably went.
Oh,
It dropped.
Oh,
It
he
was
definitely got upset.
Yep. All right. That's choice A. Choice B, Deshaun Watson whining about his treatment by Browns fans.
The biggest thing is, I think you guys know too, and I think the whole world knows, it has nothing to do about the performance. It's a little bit personal than that. So I think that's it's a disrespectful thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep whatever I feel with me and my family internally on how I feel about that. And yeah, just move on.
But don't you think, Deshaun, that winning and playing better would eliminate some of that booing?
Last time I played on this field, I tore my Achilles. And that same fan base, they cheered when I got hurt. What does that have to do with anything about performance? When a person get hurt, especially for your own city, and they cheer.
Yeah, except that you're a dirtbag predator who made $230 million guaranteed and you sucked. You should just take the L and...
Yeah, not only was he whining, he was delusional.
Like, he's delusional.
Do you think he still questions why people feel the way they do about him? Like, do you think he lays down at night and goes, why do people not like me, man?
Yes.
I hope not. I hope he's like, yeah, people probably understand why they don't like me.
Andrew, he was up there talking about God, and it's like, hang on a second. Like,
I
you were pulling your junk out when people thought that they were trying to give you a massage. Like, give me a break, dude.
Yeah, no, you're a gross human being.
All right, is it choice C, a 6 a.m. hour caller named Paul who's whining about me or Sean Brace? We're not really sure. Listen, Marks and Salciunas, 6 o'clock hour phone calls. Paul is next.
Beautiful.
Paul, thank you for calling, buddy. What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Well, listen, man, I'm talking about cool. You know, it would be cool if I could see you shine Mikey Missinelli's shoes like you used to there, Mr. Brace. You homer.
My name's John Marks, Paul. My name's John Marks, not...
Yeah, whatever,
Sean
Johnny
Brace.
Marks.
Yeah,
you got a
whatever.
problem with me, buddy? You're the worst host of all time. You suck.
You didn't even know my name.
I don't like Marks.
Did he hang up? He hung up.
Oh, okay. I guess he did.
Yeah, that was at like 6:14. If you don't get the very first hour of the show, we like to be loose and people would just call in at whenever they want. 6 a.m. callers. And that's what that was.
See, I don't really view that as a whine. I gave that guy credit for calling in because usually I start my day off with one of the Instagram videos like, hey, here's what's coming up on the show, and it's this guy sucks. And it's like, all right, keyboard warrior. That guy at least called in, put a name to the voice, and talked to you about it. I will also give him credit. I did not know that's the direction of the call. At first, he's like, hey, guys, how you doing? and then
Took me
boom,
by surprise.
He hits you over the head with it.
No, believe me, I would if I could have 2 of those a day. I love people calling in and fighting and yelling. So believe me, if you hear that you can fight with Andrew, fight with me, whoever.
Well, that's the thing.
Call
The stadium complex thing. I want to talk to people about it. Don't just be on social media.
We're fighting.
Fight with me on the phones. I'd rather talk man to man, not just over keyboards.
Yeah, that's too easy. All right. Finally, well, no, actually, we have a bonus one. Is it choice D, midday host Ray Dunne, whining pretty much about everything? Listen.
Nobody taught BP out times over here. I got to do an extra minute of radio today, and then I got to do an extra hour with Colarulo. What's going on over here?
Keep whining. You're going to end up on the wine of the week.
Good. Put me on there. Let's promote the show even more. I'm doing an hour on television today with a guy I can't stand who misrepresented me to the entire television audience yesterday to promote the show. I'll be on Wine of the Week for that. Those 2 guys this morning were calling me not a foxhole guy. I mean, everybody at this station's against me. It took 7 days.
Yeah, that's strong whining. He's the leader in the clubhouse for me personally. As of right now, Ray Dunne's got my vote.
It took 7 days. That was at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, out time. You don't know how to do it.
I got to do an extra hour.
Oh,
with
I'm
Bill
sorry that you're
Colarulo.
getting paid to talk sports for a living, Ray. And instead of 4 hours, you had to do 5 hours and 1 minute, brother. I did 4 shows in one day before.
Damn
so
right.
when you do that, that's when you could start talking. Pipe down, Ray.
Pipe down, Junior. Why does this friggin' thing suck so bad? All right, is it choice E, and this is the bonus one, Sean Brace whining about me?
Look, John is always one to call out the previous show. Now, my microphone is falling down. It's 100 degrees in this studio. My board isn't working.
No.
Oh, kids.
You know what? But then again, righteous, because you used to complain about the temperature anytime you came in here. You will always say, how does Andrew not recognize that the board doesn't work or that the air conditioning's too high or whatever? Kind of a righteous take by Sean.
No, and it's worthy for sure. But like what I'll say about you is I've known you a long time, but I never actually directly worked with you.
Right.
You are like today. You're like, yeah, I was out golfing with my dad. The day before, yeah, I was drinking beer watching the Phillies, and I'm like, geez, like what have I done wrong in life?
I'm just living life, man.
But that's you. You don't have a worry in the world. My entire life is a worry.
Yeah, my wife has anxiety. I talk about it pretty frequently, and there are days where she's like, how do you just not worry about things? And it's, she carries that weight.
Right,
for
no,
me.
same with me. See, I don't really have anxiety as much as I'm just like you're very laid back. I guess I wish I was just you. That I could be cracking a beer and watching the game with Coop.
Look, I've said this before. There will be a day where this is done.
Really?
I don't know, man.
They'll just be an older version of you. Like
That's what I'm saying. You've been here 20 years.
You won't be able to crack a beer because you're doing a school pickup or whatever. But like what you had said was, you go, yeah, I mowed the lawn on Monday and I did this on Tuesday. So yeah I was going to sit down and watch the game and drink a beer.
Oh no! I'm talking about this job.
Oh.
Like I'm going to get fired one day. That's how this industry works. You know that. I'm going to get fired one day and then I'll figure it out. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure it out.
That's definitely I've always felt like that.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, man.
You can help build the new Eagle Stadium.
I could.
You can work down there.
I could wear a hard hat, or I could pick it.
Again,
saying,
so you
don't move.
So that was the wine of the week. You can vote on the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975, our YouTube chat, and our poll on X, and we will put it out on YouTube to watch it as well. So you can vote on there.
I think Ray is the leader. That's my vote. I will vote now.
I vote Ray.
Ray Dunne. All right, so you
That's
vote
choice
Ray.
D. Bill, choice A. Deshaun Watson, choice B. The caller that ripped me and Brace, choice C. D is Ray Dunne. And E is Sean Brace.
Austin, do you have a vote?
I'm actually going to go with Bill Colarulo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just right off the top rope, like he's just yelling at Ray. Like it's not Ray's fault that they're collaborating.
No, you're
with
right.
him.
It's not. But it's a righteous wine at the same time. All right. Well, there you go. Coming up next, and by the way, Kevin Agandi at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
How about that? Coming up next, who's the better Philly, Ryan Howard or Kyle Schwarber? That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere. Marks and Salciunas. Hey, let's talk about what I'm doing these days. Bet Parks. Tonight, 5 p.m. Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. A launch party as Chickies and Pete's makes the announcement official. The proud an official online sportsbook of Chickies and Bates. That's correct. Voted #1 sports bar in America. That's happening at 5 p.m. tonight. But also, if you're like me, you like to do the futures bets right now, right? Week 0 is here in college football. Maybe you want to bet the games. That's perfect. Maybe you want to look ahead. All right, who's going to win the national championship? Right now, $25 bet on Notre Dame pays $137.50. A $25 wager on Ohio State pays $150. Texas $175. Oregon $150. What about Georgia? Oh, $25 wager pays $212.50. So come join me and make your downtime fun time with the BetParks app. Not just games, sporting events and games. There's also online casino games, including blackjack, roulette, poker, and much more. So check it out, the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app, where there's always another way to win. You must be 21. And in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan, gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This
All right, we're back. It is Marks and Salciunas. Some early voting, some early precincts are checking in. What does it look like just early?
Alrighty, so of course, no surprise here. Deshaun Watson gets 1 vote because, well, he's Deshaun Watson. and that is from...
You can just say most of the people are saying Ray, or I don't need tabulation.
I got you. Yeah, so most of the people have actually been saying Bill so far.
Really?
Yeah, it's been Bill, Deshaun Watson, and then we had a final three-way tie between Ray, Bill, and Watson.
See, like, I understand why people will vote Bill, because he does sound like he whines often, considering he's getting the most votes on our Twitter poll here, brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel. But in terms of that segment, you said it. It was a righteous whine.
Ray clearly has the whine of the week.
I think so.
And, I mean, this Ray's, like you were saying, how long till people hate Ray? The answer's never.
Yeah, Ray's the best.
I don't get it. This dude, he's young. He isn't, like, not that he hasn't earned it.
Hey, Ray.
But, like, at some point, he's got to go through something in radio. He's got to struggle something in radio. I know he worked with a lot of people over the course of a couple of years. Right? Like, and he has a great wine, and you should want to vote him the best wine, and no one wants to say it's a wine.
By the way, I don't want people to hate Ray, but it's going to happen.
I do.
It's going to happen. So for me, it's like a rip off the Band-Aid thing. Like, I need somebody to attack Ray over a take now so that it's not distracting him during football season. So today,
to get used to it,
we're going to ask you all to do something for us. During middays with Ray, Brace, and Dunne, I need hate tweets directed toward Ray. I think it's best for him.
Be mean to Ray?
Be mean to Ray today from 10 to 2. And that way, Ray can just kind of experience it, and he can feel good. He can get that out of the way so that come football season, he's not distracted.
All right, Kevin Nagandi coming up at 9 o'clock, talking about everything right here. So this was on MLB Network, I think, last night. It's Rob Parker, longtime sports columnist figure. He does Fox Sports Radio now, and he contributes on MLB Network. And Brian Kenny. And the question of who is the better Philly. So think about this. Kyle Schwarber or Ryan Howard?
It's a great topic.
See, to me, it's an easy answer, but is it really that easy of an answer? So let's play what they had to say, and then we'll talk about it. Go ahead.
You're saying Ryan Howard was a better hitter. Their 6-year peak, right, which favors Howard, too. Schwarber's only had 6 years now. The weighted runs created plus, that's right in the middle, is dead even. Howard is a little more productive runs created. That's RC at the bottom. He's got an edge. RBI's an edge. Home runs about the same. It's a good comp, and that's saying something. Go ahead.
I'm giving you that he batted 234 in the postseason. I don't care who's on base. That's what he's batting. He's not a performer in the clutch moments.
Schwarber's not a clutch performer?
Oh. No. 234 is never good in any circumstance.
No, and I think it's fair to say he hasn't been great in clutch moments.
So speaking of moments where I have gotten people angry at me, other than sports complexes and Jalen Hurts, I pointed out the fact that Kyle Schwarber's kind of escaped criticism the last couple of years in the postseason. He's actually been bad the last 2. He had the one game against the Dodgers where he was amazing, and that's the one game that they won. But he was bad against the Mets, except for the leadoff home run in Game 1. I think that was his only hit in that entire series.
Yeah, Turner was not good, Harper was not good, and Schwarber was awful.
Yeah. Like, his last good playoff series was 2023. He and Brandon Marsh were like the only 2 guys that stepped up against the Diamondbacks in the NLCS. But Schwarber said, look, and I love Kyle Schwarber. This is not me saying, he stinks. They shouldn't have kept him.
But you're comparing him to Ryan Howard.
Right. Ryan Howard still, to me, was the more feared and overall better hitter than Kyle Schwarber. And it's not just about the batting average, but you also have to look at the batting average. Like Ryan Howard, Kyle Schwarber is home run or not, right? And I love it. And you need that in your lineup. You need that power threat. But Ryan Howard was a 30 double a year guy, too.
Ryan Howard, so they talked about a 6-year peak. So he was going over some numbers. Pretty much if you look at the 6-year peak, which isn't over for Kyle Schwarber right now. So he will have more home runs than Ryan Howard, which is crazy to think, considering what Ryan Howard was doing in his prime. On-base percentage is somewhat similar. A lot of the slugging similar. Ryan Howard has a ton more RBIs. Has over 200 more RBIs. And Schwarber's also batting leadoff.
And Johan Rojas wasn't getting on base a couple of years ago.
Right. So numbers-wise, they're similar. 6 years Phillies, to me, it's an easy Ryan Howard answer. But the more, I think what the better point of the whole thing is, rather than trying to pick between Schwarber and Howard, because frankly, I'm going Ryan Howard's a better Philly over these 6 years than Kyle Schwarber. And it's close, but it's Ryan Howard. It's the fact that we're even talking about Kyle Schwarber in the same sentence as the peak of Ryan Howard.
Yeah.
It shows you how good he's been. And if you want to talk about who's going to get their number retired by the Phillies, it's going to be Kyle Schwarber. Because he's going to have, right now, I think he has 225 home runs as a Philly. He's going to hit 500 home runs as a Philly.
227 with the Phillies right now, 380 in his career.
All right, so he needs 120 more home runs. That's going to happen in Philadelphia.
Yes.
So he's going to have then, do the math, he's going to have over 300 home runs as a Philly. He's going to hit 500 home runs in a Phillies uniform. He's going to be known as a Philly. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame as a Philly.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because of longevity. He needs to do it for 4 or 5 more years, at least the power numbers.
Well, and the other amazing thing to it, that 6-year window that we're talking about with Ryan Howard, he was 26 years old when that 6-year window started. Kyle Schwarber was 29 when this window started. Kyle Schwarber is going to be in his mid-30s before we know it, and he's still doing it at that level. So, I mean, that is an impressive feat within its own right, considering the age. But, I think people sometimes forget how dominant Ryan Howard was. Like, I remember at the time the complaints about the strikeouts. Oh, he strikes out too many times. Kyle Schwarber strikes out more. And that's baseball nowadays. Baseball's changed. But the Ryan Howard season where he wins MVP, not only does he lead the league in home runs and RBI, 58 home runs and 149 ribbies. Dude, he had a 313 batting average.
Yep.
Like that, 313?
Yeah, he follows that up with 47 homers, 136. 2008, 48 home runs and 146 RBIs.
And 26 doubles in both of those seasons. Kyle Schwarber, it's home run or not, pretty much.
Yep. Yeah, Ryan Howard didn't get the 300 again, but he was 268, 251, 279, 276. The peak Ryan Howard was, I'll take Ryan Howard over almost anybody. He had 45 and 141, 31 and 108. He went 58, 47, 48, 45 in those years right there, 31 in 2010.
Look, it's close, right? Like this isn't all right. Let's do the hot take radio. Kyle Schwarber is nowhere near Ryan Howard.
If you listen to the whole cut, that's what Rob Parker was trying to do.
Yeah, 243 batting average in the playoffs. Now Kyle Schwarber's a freaking stud. We're talking about him being one of, if not the best free agent signing in the history of the Philadelphia Phillies. So we're not talking about one guy's great and one guy sucks. It's just who do you give in the edge? And I would give it to Howard.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they still win a World Series without Ryan Howard. And he did have, even though Kyle Schwarber plays with a couple of good players, Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley.
Right.
I mean, give me a break. And whoever, like is Victorino, that's a pretty good 1, 2, 3. You have a future Hall of Famer in Chase Utley, and then Jimmy Rollins is a borderline Hall of Famer. And then give Ryan Howard. So he's playing with great players. But still, that kind of production we'd never seen before.
Right.
He was the guy that I'm pitching myself saying, I can't believe we have the guy. This is the guy at 58 home runs. Now we see Schwarber hitting the 50s. It doesn't surprise us.
Right.
Back then, we didn't see a guy since Mike Schmidt that had that kind of.
No, it had been a long time. And, again, it's part of the reason why you're in a playoff drought for 10 years. But look, Kyle Schwarber is taking you out of a playoff drought from 10 years. That's why they've gone to the postseason ever since.
All right, Kevin the Gandhi from ESPN's coming up next. The pride of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Love it.
I'm going to guess that his thoughts on the Eagle Stadium is don't move it. I love the South Philly complex.
I don't know, because he does the tours. Like, he does a lot of the college football stuff for ESPN. He bounces around stadium to stadium.
But he's also very much, the minute he becomes back to Philadelphia,
Philly Kevin,
yeah. It's Tasty Cake 700 level Wawa.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think he's going to be don't move it. Are you crazy, Salciunas?
All right, we'll see. I'm looking forward. He'll be on Zoom today.
Oh, he's going to be on Zoom.
He's never done the Zoom when in the previous show regime.
So he didn't like Kincaid, you're telling me.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Kevin the Gandhi, the ESPN coming up next. Marks and Salciunas, don't go anywhere.
All right, let's talk about the Bagster. Well, we should put Andrew in the Bagster after that take the other day.
They should.
All right, you're getting ready to move or organize a garage or an attic, remodeling the bathroom. I'm actually about to reorganize my garage. I do it at the beginning of every spring, and then I do it at the end of every summer because I've been wheeling the lawnmower and back and forth, and things are all over the place. It looks pristine at the beginning of the year, beginning of the summer, and then at the end of the summer, it just looks like a damn mess. So I got to clean that up, and that's why the Bagster, it's by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your cleanup, regardless of what the job is. The Bagster is just a great product. It's a 3-cubic yard dumpster in a bag, sold at Home Depot, Lowe's, and your local home improvement stores for only just $29.99. It's only $29.99. The Bagster, it's so so easy to use. Whatever your cleanup plans are, cleaning out the garage, the attic, remodeling, or as I've been telling you guys for a couple weeks now, there's going to come a time where I'm going to have to start getting rid of a lot of old Coops toys, right? Like the baby developmental toys. We don't need those anymore considering he's 4 years old. The Bagster is the best thing to use. It can take it all on. Go buy it, fill it, and simply schedule your collection, and poof, it is gone. No time limits and completely on demand. Just go to thebagster.com to find the store nearest you. For more details, this is Andrew Salciunas telling you to clean it up with the Bagster. Dumpster in a bag.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
One last preseason game for the Birds. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update, and the Eagles are set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals tonight down at the Lincoln Sports Complex at 8 o'clock. No, none of the starters are going to play, but there has been some conversation this offseason in regards to what the offense is going to look like, and Tim McManus from ESPN joined Bill Colarulo of Unfiltered yesterday, and he gave his opinion on the state of the offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
With the Phillies, they're out in Anaheim now after finishing their series with the Mariners. They're going to send Andrew Painter to the mound for a first pitch at 9:38. They're currently 2 games above the San Diego Padres for the second wild card, and they are 5 games behind the Atlanta Braves for the NL East. The Union are going to be back in action on Saturday night up in Harrison, New Jersey, where they're going to take on the New York Red Bulls at 7:30. You can listen to the live call of that game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. And Kevin Nagandi of ESPN is going to join us via Zoom at 9 o'clock, so make sure you tune in. I'm Austin Jones on the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, we are back. It is Marks and Salciunas. John Marks, Andrew Salciunas. Happy Friday, everybody. Kevin Nagandi coming. Is he coming live from Bristol?
Yeah, or where the town that he lives in, in Connecticut.
But he's not working today because he's probably doing college football countdown tomorrow.
Well, no, I imagine 6 o'clock Sports Center. That doesn't stop.
Yeah?
Yeah, he'll be on the night 6 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah, he hosts 6 o'clock Sports Center, and then he does I know his busy season's about to start, so we haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks because I think he's been doing the last-minute summer vacations. His boys play baseball and they didn't play in the Little League World Series, but they had tournaments
leading up to
at those facilities. Right. Yeah, so he's been really, really busy the last pretty much month.
All right, Gandhi joins us coming up in a second. Some people pointing out why Ray, no one hates Ray or no one's voting for Ray as the wine of the week because they think he's Jerry Seinfeld.
So it sounds like a bit.
He sounds like Jerry Seinfeld, yeah. So people just smile and don't take him, I guess, seriously. Everybody loves Ray because he sounds like Jerry Seinfeld, especially when he's bitching. That's from Petrilli.
I gotta do an extra hour of radio. It's actually
his wine was very funny.
Oh,
but that's why you vote for it because it was funny. You believe it or not, you want to be the whiner of the week for the most part.
Means you had a good rant.
It meant that I would like to be the one. Believe me, 1 week I'm going to make sure I'm the whiner of the week. Because what ends up happening is then hosts are looking for reasons to whine.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Now Ricky, see, like inside baseball here, we could make Ricky like just kind of target him to be the whiner of the week and make him mad.
We could just do 4 Ricky.
That's a great idea. Oh, he'd be so mad. That would be great. And he'd be,
instead of Shark Week, it's Ricky Week.
And then he would be like, I'm not mad. Like, yeah, you are. You
just, yeah, he would get mad.
You just pegged a baseball at me, Ricky. All right, well, listen, this is very cool. Joining us right now, longtime ESPN anchor. He's got the college football duties now with Countdown, so he's busy every weekend. The pride of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, Kevin Nagandi joins us right now. What's up, Kev?
How we doing? Hey, welcome to the mornings. Good to see you again, John.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good. I'm sure Chunas will take care of you.
He's still getting used to the 4. Well, no, you're even earlier than me. I get up at 4. You get up at what, 3?
10 to 3. Yeah. I'm in here by 4. I need to do it early, especially starting the show, Kev.
I hate to break it to you. So I used to do the morning show on SportsCenter. First we were 9 to 12, and then we went to 7 to 10. And one morning, I was deep into raising 3 kids that were less than 8. And one morning, I ran into Mike Golick, and he's at the mini calf. It's like 5:40. He's getting coffee, and I'm looking at him, and I was like, Golick, you've done this for over a decade. Like, when does it actually get to be okay? And he goes, Kevin, it never does.
Correct.
And I said, I got to get off this shift.
So what time, as a SportsCenter anchor, how long before your shift are you going into work? When do you actually arrive at the office?
It just depends. Like, it depends on the show. I've been doing the 6 p.m. show for 8 years now. Very proud of that. And I'll go in around like 2 o'clock. We have a show meeting at noon. We used to have to be there before COVID. After COVID, we Zoom, which is fine. We have a show meeting about 20 people, bring up a bunch of ideas, and then I'm in around like 2:30, and then writing and taping stuff, and then we're live at 6.
Wow,
it's a long day.
Yeah, Salciunas was on the golf course like 2 hours after he got off the air yesterday.
Yeah, That's the way to do it. Listen, if you're going to maximize getting up in the morning, if you're going to maximize doing all that stuff, take advantage of the rest of the day, especially if you have little kids.
Well,
right?
that's and now that he's going back to school, right? Like I have till like 3:30. So if if I need to take the nap, I will. But I also utilize it like, all right, let me mow the lawn, let me get all the stuff done now, so that when he gets home, I could just chill out and hang out a little bit. But yeah, I use my time to my advantage. John is still learning how to do that.
Yeah.
Other than washing dishes.
Kev, I have an AM kindergartner, so I'm racing out of here to make it to school by 11:40. Upper Providence Township, right by where you grew up.
Love that. And John, I totally understand that because the ESPN, we had an ESPN daycare, it's still there.
Oh.
And right after I was done the show at 10 o'clock, my wife was like, well, what are you doing? And I said, what do you mean, what am I doing? I'm enjoying my little morning now after I had to get up. And she's like, go get the kids. I'm like, can I just breathe a little bit? So what I would do is I would have my own little brunch at work in my office, and then I would just casually get there at noon, pick up the 2 boys, or then later on it became my middle child and my daughter.
Yep.
And then they would take a nap in the afternoon. But I always had one kid that never took a nap in the afternoon. And it would now you're just protecting the other kid from napping so they don't make any noise.
Yep.
And then you have to entertain the other kid.
Man,
So
you've been through it,
never
Kev.
ends.
The parents right now, they're shaking their head being like, yep, that's where I am right now. All right, so enough of the pleasantries because we have a big question we need to know, all right?
I made a lot of people shake their heads yesterday.
Well, you did, but that's not it yet. I want to know if you're sounding the alarm on Jalen Hurts and the training camp interceptions. Because I don't know if you know this. 13 training camp interceptions this year. He had 15 combined for the last 4 years. Are you sounding the alarm, Kevin Nagandi?
Not at all. I think training camp stats stink. And I no offense to you guys, don't know if you said it, but I think it's Loserville if you're trying. You know what that is? That is classic. Hey, sports radio, we've got to fill it up because we have yet to see a football game, especially when you have a new offensive coordinator and a guy that's trying to figure things out, and you've got to kind of work these reps through and through. And let's make sure everybody understands the defense in August, in September, always ahead of the offense, no matter what, especially now where you do not see a lot of these guys get reps during games. So the first month of the season is literally an extended training camp, and you're going to see mistakes more than anything else. So I'm not worried about. Now, if I start to see this elevated at the end of September, then it's like, okay, there's a concern here. I'm not worried about any of that stuff, any of those type of numbers.
So off of that, Kevin, there was a really interesting clip from Jalen Hurts' press conference yesterday, and then Tim McManus, also of the ESPN family, was on our afternoon show. And Jalen started talking about meshing the old offense with the new, but Tim McManus said if you talk to every other player on the offense, it's all about the new offense. So we started talking about it this morning. If they start to struggle early on with this new offense, how quick would you pivot back to the old offense and just find ways to win while you're also keeping in the back of your mind, we need to figure out if we're paying Jalen Hurts after this season or not?
Now, I think all of that is relevant. It's a good question, especially do you go naturally to your comfort zone or can you last being uncomfortable with the mistakes, right? So this will come down to can the defense keep games close early on while you figure out the process. But in reality, Sean Mannion ain't going anywhere. No matter what, I will, unless it's a catastrophe, I think he's the most stable coach in the entire building because of the investment and the idea of what this Eagles management wants, big picture-wise, to move the offense forward. So to me, more than anything else, this comes down to can Jalen continue to be somebody that grows while being uncomfortable and learning the system. And, you know, to be honest with you, I think the tight end position is going to play a big role in between the hash marks, and can you be comfortable throwing that ball? And where's Mekhi Lemon's growth there? Because one of the reasons why they brought him there, and I know injuries have played a role, is because he can catch the ball in between the hash marks, and he can't catch anything inside 20 yards. To me, I'm not worried right now, and I wouldn't. I brought up the defense, but I'll tell you another thing. I'll tell you another thing that I think a lot of people forget. The offensive line last year was so beat up. And if the offensive line can give him something to breathe a little bit and run the football, I think it'll open up some stuff for Jalen.
So, I mean, and we're talking to Kevin Nagandi. Oh, to that point, and I still think the Eagles win 11 games pretty much no matter what. But, I mean, Landon Dickerson's not healthy, Kev. Like, everything you hear is like, this may be it. Lane Johnson's already coming off, like, he's already hurt. And what we saw the last of Lane Johnson was he couldn't finish games. I'm good with Mailata. I think I'm good with Cam Jurgens. Steen was pretty good last year. If the offensive line is okay, then the Eagles will win 11 games or maybe 12. But the way they win the Super Bowl is if it dominates. And it's one of the top 3 groups in the league. I don't know if we're getting that this year.
I'm not expecting that. I just want them to be top 10. I'm not expecting a top 3 unit because of attrition. Those guys got a lot of wear on the tires, and we saw that it's starting to wear down some guys that, I mean, your body's going to naturally break down. If Jurgens can stay healthy, because the idea of not having, Dickerson and Jurgens healthy together is a huge problem. But right now, at this point, we're a couple of weeks away from the opener. To me, I view it that, hey, if the line can figure this out and gel together down the road and they could stay in games, they're going to find a way. It's just a matter of, can you make sure that defense keeps games close? I will add another thing.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to talk about keeping games close, Jake Elliott's got to figure it out.
Dude,
that is a massive concern.
it's crazy that the kicker is honestly one of the biggest concerns, but it's true.
Nobody talks about it.
And there's no battle, nothing. Brandon Lee Galton for Bleeding Green Nation, he was at the joint practice, and he was logging his kicks, and he was like 2 for 5 again. And this is 2 straight years now where Jake Elliott was statistically the worst kicker that kept on the roster, right, from week 1 to week 17 or week 18, because guys get cut. The Eagles kept him. And that, Kevin, to me, this organization that prides itself on always being one step ahead of everybody else, I am so confused as to how, A, he's still here, but B, the fact that they haven't really brought in any competition. It's amazing.
I agree, especially, and you brought up the track record of the organization. They're not sentimental.
No.
I think that's why they've been so successful over the last 2 decades. You can't be sentimental here, especially when we're going to be talking about close games. And if the offense can't punch it in, from 30 yards out, you need to get points. And it could deflate a team over time defensively if they're doing their job.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can go out there and shake a tree and get a kicker that can kick 65 with regularity.
Right.
I don't feel like that with Jake Elliott, Kevin. I just don't. All right, let's do a couple quick things here because we got something on the end here we're going to ask you about. But obviously, everybody's excited about LeBron James. Even with the jersey coming out, it still hasn't hit me. I'm still pinching myself. LeBron James is going to be a 76er this year and next year, and it's going to start pretty soon with training camp. I still can't believe it.
I'm in the same boat. I think I was doing something the other day. And again, this is my life. I'm covering this stuff as well. And it hit me. I was like, he's going to be a Sixer. This is ridiculous. I think there's going to be highs and lows. I keep on warning people. Like, it's not going to be, flowers and kumbaya every single night. They're going to have to figure some stuff out. And when you have LeBron James, you got to understand suddenly the orbit changes, and where LeBron is, the organization kind of rotates around it. And I think that I want to warn the city in that sense. Do not get shocked, because this is just part of the process with LeBron James, and that's okay. You want a superstar, you want a bona fide guy that understands things. You've got to go through some bumps and bruises as they try to figure things out. I don't think Nick Nurse has an easy job when he tries to figure out who gets the ball in the final 5 seconds, right? What play are you going to come out of here in November and December? And I think there's going to be some bumps and bruises. They're going to lose some games as they try to figure out the process. The whole goal is, as long as everybody's on the right direction, on the same page in the spring. Just keep that in mind.
Kev, I'm thinking about it. How often do you think a Philadelphia-related story will be like the lead story in 6 o'clock Sports Center? Between Red October, hopefully lasting more than 3 games, the Eagles, who are always on the top of the map when it comes to nationally televised games, but also with the Sixers and LeBron James, like, is Philadelphia going to be a lead story for you guys almost on a nightly basis?
My crew always gets on me. They're like, oh, here we go. We got to talk about Philly again. And I'm like, hey, listen, it's not me. I'm not trying to push for this. This is just the national story. They all know it. They all embrace it.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see I think you're going to see a lot of Philly on the 6 p.m. Sports Center throughout the fall, into the winter, and then those dog days of January, February.
Yeah. All right, Kevin DeCondi, ESPN College Football Scoreboard. Is that what it is? Tell us, what are you doing on Saturdays, Kev?
Saturdays, I continue year number 9, hosting college football on ABC. And that is halftime, pregame, postgame. You'll see me on ESPN. You'll see me week 0 this weekend as well. We're doing the preview show at 10 o'clock on ESPN leading into our first game, of course, on ESPN week 0 from Dublin, Ireland. I won't be there. I'll be in our new studio, and I look forward to it because I think you can make a case that there are 7 to 8 teams that can win the national championship, and it is a wide open race to win. I think it'll be a little crazy, especially the next 2 weeks leading on who's eligible and who's not.
Yeah.
And then And then some incredible matchups. Week 3, do not forget LSU and Lane Kiffin facing off against Ole Miss. So all that stuff's on ABC, ESPN.
All right, Kevin, last thing, but it's not going to be necessarily a quick one, I don't think. Speaking of crazy, I got people mad yesterday. Very, very, very angry yesterday. We talked about the report. It was, Governor Shapiro spoke to members of the media, and he talked about how the Eagles will still be in Philadelphia, but maybe they move somewhere in Philly. Like, it doesn't have to be at the sports complex. And I went on a bit of a rant talking about how we overrate the sports complex because I don't think it's that special that all 3 buildings are right around the same area. And if you go to different towns, you go to different sports cities, you'll be able to experience, wow, this is really cool. How come we don't have this kind of stuff? And people were pissed. And you know the city. We don't like change. We're very passionate about things.
Yeah, we're parochial.
What do you what do you think about the sports complex? Is it a necessity that they're all together? And am I out of line saying that we overrated a bit? You are a man of multiple hats now. You've traveled all over the country watching sports. Your thoughts?
I just love the uniqueness. I love the experience of the parking lots. As somebody that has been to random places like Glendale, Arizona, there's literally no connection to the Cardinals. You have to drive out of nowhere. Same thing with the Cowboys. Like, when you talk about how far it is from actually Dallas. Then you go to Lumen Field in Seattle, and you're like, well, it's right next to, the downtown experience in Seattle is so really cool. And the ballparks are right next to each other, and you walk out, and then you're literally a block away from downtown, right? That's also amazing. I like it. I will tell you, I've had so many people nationally that come up to me and be like, I love the way your sports complexes are put together. I love how easy it is. I love how the access is all right there. And I always, with pride, I say, yeah, that's who we are in South Philly. That's who we are. That's what it is. As somebody also loves the drive to pop off on 95 and then I can get out, I'm also a big fan of that.
Sure.
And I can pop on a bridge, get to South Jersey as well. So I don't mind it. I like the sports complex. I like that we have all our teams there located in one central location. I love the parking lot experience.
All right, so I think it's overrated, to be honest with you. And the parking lot experience, that's the biggest pushback I keep on getting, right? It's, yeah, but the tailgate scene.
Tailgate truthers.
Wouldn't there still be a tailgate scene if they move to the Navy Yard? Like, they're going to have lots. It's not going to be like no tailgate zone, no tailgating allowed. And that's the biggest pushback I keep on getting, the tailgate lots. There's still going to be lots to tailgate at regardless of where the stadium's located.
Yeah, but I'll bring up one example, okay? One small example about our people in Philadelphia.
Yes.
What is the #1 rated news show for over 40 years? No matter what, right?
Yep.
At one point, the people revolted when they had to remove the magnets on the weather freaking walls, right? Remember Dave Roberts in the clouds, and then he'd write a little thing. People were furious about that, and we were in the 90s, and digital was everywhere. It's just old habits, man. It's like wearing comfortable sneakers. And no matter what, you could try all the latest new stuff, and then you go back and you're like, what? Why did I change?
Yep.
This is what I know. This is where I like to do. And you know what that is too, Tunis? It's generation after generation that go to the J-Lot, and they all see each other. They all love each other. And sometimes I actually tell people, when you go to an Eagles game, you're actually going to the tailgate. Oh, by the way, there's a game today.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when the team wasn't that good. You're still going to the tailgate and the experience, and you're seeing people that, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple months. Let's catch up.
Yeah, but it's still going to happen. Let's say they move the Navy Yard. That still exists.
But then they won't have the same. Maybe they could lose track of where people park.
Oh, the parking spots will be different.
I agree with you. Kevin's correct in everything he's saying.
Yeah,
people
you
don't
are.
want change. They don't want change. The Sixers are going to go to Center City. People were having a fit because everybody just wants to drive to South Philly and they don't want to deal with anything else. And that's a Philadelphian for you, Kevin. You're absolutely right.
That is. Listen, old habits die hard. They just don't die. They just keep going.
Well, listen, Kev,
You're the man,
congrats
Kevin.
on all the success continued, and you're starting college football. And we'll check in a couple weeks once the Eagles get going here, and we'll We'll see what you think about everything. But really, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate you.
Fellas, appreciate it. And John, welcome to the show. Talk to you guys soon.
There he is, Kevin Nagandi.
Via Zoom today. It was nice. He had a nice Eagles hat on today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I was trying to tell Ray before, it's like if you're going to be on TV, you need to look like you're on TV. Now, I'm not telling you that I look as professional as Kevin Nagandi.
I can't see you right now.
No?
You're camouflaged.
I know. You like this?
That's a nice look.
I have various camouflage hoodies because that's kind of me, dangerous.
Yeah. I don't see you as a camo guy.
I have 2 camouflage this color hoodies. And
I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't see you going off into the wilderness and actually using what it's meant to be.
But that's not where I'm dangerous, in the wilderness. I'm an urban danger. You put me in a suburban area,
Johnny Narcs.
I could be narking on you. Look out.
He'll be the first to call the cops.
I would. In fact, I was
walking on the road at night.
I saw people after I talked about the 911 story, and they're like, "Oh, like thanks for calling. Like that was really smart." I'm like, "Yeah, like yeah, man. That guy was up to no good." Well, he did try to get into my car at 3:25 in the morning.
The police officer.
See, that's where I would have been like, yeah, I'm out of here.
The call center knows John's phone number by heart at this point.
Like, hey, John, what do you got today?
Like we know Dieter's number by heart. We know Chris from Northeast Philly's number by heart.
John calls 911. First time, long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, yeah, I saw there was a cat, and it looked like he was maybe upset. Must have a car by just in case. All right, there you go.
Johnny Narcs.
Coming up. All right, so Kevin Durant's calling the Sixers a juggernaut. And he told a story about how him and LeBron dropped some rap songs during COVID, I think. We'll talk about that coming up next. It is Mark Salciunas, 97.5.
All right. I just saw what Sean Brace was wearing. I get ripped for wanting to move the stadiums, but he's wearing a Miami shirt. All right, let's talk about Kalshi. Prediction markets. I wasn't predicting that. College football, it's back. And so are the predictions. Who makes the playoffs? Who wins their conference? Who takes home the national title? On Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform. It lets you trade those predictions in a live market. You just heard Kevin Nagandi talking about it. Week 0 is tomorrow in the first game. UNC TCU. And they're across the pond to start the season. UNC is already a mess. I can't imagine like playing overseas is really going to help them out all that much. So I will take a look at TCU to handle their business. But if you just think TCU is going to win, that's trading at 75%. That means a $100 trade will pay out $127. So it's just a $27 profit. But you can make predictions on the spread. Does TCU win by at least 7? Well, a $100 trade would pay out $162. Could they win by double digits? If they win by 10, a $100 trade will pay out $200. UNC, can they score at least 20 points? A $100 trade will pay out $205. There are so many things that you can predict on. You can predict on quarters, on halves, the result of the game, you name it. And I'm just talking about one, UNC versus TCU, week 0 from noon throughout the night tomorrow. Can't wait. Just check it all out. And Kalshi, you can be a part of the action. You're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. Trade the draft, pick the game, and more on Kalshi. Just download the Kalshi app and use code Fanatic to get $20. When you trade $20, you got to be 18 plus. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Eagles have one more preseason game. I'm Austin Jones with your Fanatic Sports Update, and the Eagles are going to set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals tonight at 8 o'clock to wrap up their final preseason game. No starters are going to play, no surprise there, but the main question this offseason has been all about the offense, and we had Tim McManus on with Bill Colarulo of Unfiltered on yesterday, and he gave his state of the opinion for the Eagles offense.
There is this learning curve that they are still going through that I don't know that it just magically disappears when you get into the regular season against teams that are scheming against you, going full throttle, trying to take you down. So I think it showed us that the passing game still has a little ways to go.
We just had Kevin Nagandi on, who spoke on the Eagles offense and about the new potential stadium for the Eagles. You can catch that interview on our YouTube channel at 97.5 The Fanatic or wherever you catch your podcast. The Phillies are back in action tonight against the LA Angels. Andrew Painter is going to be on the mound with first pitch being at 9:38. The Phillies are currently 2 games up on the San Diego Padres for the second wild card and 5 games back of the Atlanta Braves for the division. And the Union will be back in action tomorrow night, Saturday, against the New York Red Bulls up in Harrison, New Jersey with With the game starting at 7:30, you can listen right here on the Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Dell Technologies. Back to school starts now. Get the Dell XPS laptop powered by Series 3 Intel Core from $699. Find yours at Dell.com/deals. I'm Austin Jones on the Fanatic.
Putting the bagster by the people out there.
I put myself in at that point.
You did.
Yeah.
Our wine of the week winner next segment. We have a couple things to get to here. Angry Al's on the phone because we like phone calls at 610-632-0975. That's also the name, or that's also how you get a hold of the Davis Honda text line. 610-632-0975. Angry Al joining us. Angry Al, how are you, buddy?
Johnny Mark.
What's up? You sound good, Al. How are you doing?
I'm doing real good. What's up, Salciunas?
Dude, I have not talked to you since Jason and Harry, man. I mean, that's how I still remember Jason would always hit the shotgun blast. And then every time you called it.
That's a good sound drop.
Brother, it is great hearing from you, man, and I'm glad to hear that you're doing well.
Yeah. Hey, I love you guys' show. It's pretty good, but it's hard for me to get up that early.
Well, you're not up by 9 o'clock. You can just 1 hour of the program.
I'm usually up by 7, so I get most of it.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
You guys don't have to worry. Eagles are going to the Super Bowl because my grandson wants me to be an Eagles fan. So for him, I'm cheering for the Eagles this year. There's only 2 games I won't be rooting for the Eagles.
No. So Al is a closet Eagles fan that was raised a Cowboy fan because he knows the Cowboys are never winning and he hates Jerry Jones. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Al enjoyed it, as he should, because he's a resident of this area.
I did.
You did enjoy it. I know you did.
I did, and I enjoyed the parties.
Yep.
I'm sure you enjoy the parties.
Yeah, and you're a fraud Cowboys fan. But for the grandson, now he brings the grandson like, oh, well, now I have to be an Eagles fan because of my grandson.
Yeah, he softens the blow there. Like, oh, well, it's because of my grandkid. Now, Al, I got to ask you, are you I don't care if the Cowboys go 2-14 as long as those 2 wins are against the Eagles? Have we reversed the course here?
No, I just know the Cowboys aren't going to do anything.
He doesn't give a friggin' damn about the Cowboys, and I know you don't. And if they become good, Angry Al's going to be like, oh yeah, you're getting scared about those Cowboys? I already know his games and his tricks. I know what you do, Angry Al.
Okay. Whatever.
All right, so last year he was yelling the Phillies are going to the World Series. The Phillies going to the World Series?
I don't know if they're going to the World Series, but I think they're going to make the playoffs.
That's a real bold statement, Al.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting let down, but I guess there's still a chance. I thought they were going to win 98, but I guess they're not going to do that.
So, Al, you're saying the right things because you're right, but doesn't it feel like this is just going to be more of the same this year? And I made a Phillies positivity pledge, but I think most people, if you ask them, they would say it feels like this is going to be more of the same, which is a good team that loses in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks, but
it does.
I think that's what's happening. But what else could I say? But go Birds!
Oh, there he is, new Eagle fan, Angry Al. Get out of here, Angry Al.
Have you ever heard him say "Go Birds"?
He did an Eagle chant before.
Okay, dude, I love that he called in. And I know that he followed you, and you've talked to him at the other station.
Yeah, he texts me. Like, Herb has my number. Angry Al has my number.
No, but, like, Al used to be a frequent caller to every single station because he was a part of this station.
Mike did the Philly Feud.
Yep.
And it was hosts against callers.
It was Angry Al.
Bernie, Angry Al. I would have to go back and look at who else was there. But Angry Al was in the Philly Feud.
Was Ingy in
as
it?
a caller.
Or was he not allowed in it?
I've met Ingy. Ingy ain't coming to a broadcast.
So I met Ingy one time. In case people don't know who Ingy was, he was a longtime caller of the Fanatic. It's been a while. It's been a while since he's been on the air.
He came out of hiding, and he created a Twitter account.
No way!
And then he started calling in again, and then I forget what happened, and he wouldn't call in anymore.
So we used to have the welcome desk. Back before they modernized this entire building, we actually had a receptionist, and they would walk in and claiming prizes and all that kind of stuff. So I think I was interning or something, and Ingy's at the front desk, and I go, "Can I help you?" He goes, "You don't know who I am, man?" And I'm like, "No."
Did he really do
I'm
that?
Ingy, man. I go, "Oh, what's up, dude?"
People people hate Ingy. I'm the only person that likes Ingy because he's so bizarre. People hate him.
You don't know who I am, man? It was just the funniest.
I don't
think
I think the Twitter account. I don't think he does anything on the Twitter account because then he stopped calling, and then I would message him and be like, "Dude, you got to call in," and he wouldn't respond back. I don't know if he went away somewhere for like was he inpatient somewhere? I'm not really sure with Ingy. He just disappeared, and then he was back just like that. Let me see.
Oh, people create a banned list around here.
He might have even deleted
I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I already told these guys there's no ban list.
No.
And then they can be banned as we go. If they deserve to be banned, we just won't put them on. But there's nobody out there that, unless if someone's notorious for calling in and being racist or cursing on the air,
then you're out.
They're not coming on. But as long as if they're just Austin, if they're whack callers, that's what we want.
See, now that's what I need. I need someone to either get you guys going so we can react to it, or get someone else to, hey, that stupid caller that you had on, I want to go out. I'm like, that's what we want.
You know, we want that. Now, there is one guy. I've not broached the subject with you yet. And why not do it on the air? I know you have a relationship in terms of calling in with Mad Mike.
Yes, Mad Mike.
Mad Mike said something extremely disrespectful to me like 7 years ago about me and my family. And I was like, dude, never call me again. Honestly, it was like.
So here's what we do. And he may not want to face what he said.
Yeah.
Because it'll make him look like a jerk, and he might be scared to do it.
No,
So here's how I look at it. Is if you want to even bring him on the air to discuss it, and then if he's satisfied, you're satisfied with what he has to say, and you're like, all right, you're a crumb, but you can call in. I mean, Mad Mike's not the best caller in the world, so it's not like are you really missing a lot? I
do find it humorous sometimes.
I do too.
I'll be honest, I find it funny.
I do too. Sean, Avalon Bryan, AB.
Oh, I was listening that day.
AB apparently was like really a dick to Sean.
Yeah.
Like a very, not in person, but like on social media and whatever.
And they knew people that knew each other.
Friends.
Right, yeah.
So he called in, and Sean went from 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, and just like he remembered every detail of everything he said, and he didn't stutter. And AB was kind of like, "Sorry, like everything. I'm not denying anything you said. Maybe it's not as bad as you." So anyway. And Sean was then satisfied with that, and he got it off his chest, and then AB would call us.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's one thing if you're like your sports stuff, you don't know what you're talking about, you stink. I don't care about that. It's when you start bringing family into it. It's like, all right, dude. Like I don't need this.
I mean, sometimes he gets he it's what makes him funny, at least to me. But there's a line that you don't cross, and if you're talking about somebody's family, it better be that they're just sitting around.
Yeah. No, it was not. But that was 7 years ago.
That's a long time. And you guys haven't spoken since.
No.
John, is Mad Mike ever happy about anything?
No.
When the Eagles lose.
No, he doesn't call when things are going well.
Yeah, so
he
when the Eagles
not.
lose, that's when he's happy.
I'm just saying about just in general with his life.
No.
Is there anything? Because whenever I hear him on Middays with Marks back in the day, dude, I would hear him, and it would just be top row immediately on Sean Brace, and then the YouTube chat is like, yeah, this dude is never happy.
Oh, yeah, it's, Howie Roseman's a fraud, and
Joel Embiid is fat.
It's Skip Bayless. He still has his fastball. He doesn't have a secondary pitch. Like, Mad Mike does not have a curveball.
He does not.
He's got his fastball, and there's some days where it's still humming, and then there's some days where it's like, all right, dude, you're throwing that one right down the pipe.
Coming up, winner of the wine of the week. We will announce that. Also, apparently Austin has a question for us. And the chat, and we got to get to I want to do the KD story because KD and LeBron apparently dropped a couple songs. That's coming up next. It is Marks and Salciunas.
Fanatic app.
All right, we're back. It is.
I hope y'all keep trusting the process.
It is Marks and Salciunas. The guys are coming up next. Brace and Dunne will give you the results to the first. It's back and better than ever. The wine of the week.
Love it.
We'll tell you who's the first winner of the wine of the week. It's like when game shows come back. You know, it's like now all of a sudden it's like, oh, like look, the $25,000 pyramid's back, or Prices. Well, Price is Right never left. They just got a new host.
Yes. And then they let John Kincaid on.
They did, yeah. Go figure that John was the one that went and won money.
A brand new car.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I was happy for him.
Let's make
it, that was like his dream, was being on The Price is Right, and he got on The Price is Right and won. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, he definitely. I knew for sure without him saying, like, yeah, he won.
Yeah,
he went on The Price is Right. He got on and he won. No doubt about it. All right, there you go. So we'll give the results to coming up next. But it's everything we missed here. What do we want to get to?
Oh, I just saw something pop up recently. It's going to get the people going. This is perfect for Club Hertz coming up next. Steven Ruiz of Fox Sports has his quarterback tiers, Johnny. Elite. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Franchise carriers. Justin Herbert, Matt Stafford, Drake May, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow.
Ooh.
On the doorstep, this one's awesome. Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, and C.J. Stroud on the doorstep. And this is where people get pissed. Supporting cast dependent.
Jalen Hurts.
Jared Goff, Kyler Murray, Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield, Jaden Daniels, Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, and Jalen Hurts.
So hold on, what was the category?
Supporting cast dependent.
Supporting cast dependent. Jalen Hurts. God, I want to get Petrilli and Sean's reaction on the spot immediately.
And that is one tier above good enough to start. Oh my God.
All right. The supporting cast dependent isn't fair, but I don't want to say that I kind of get what he's saying, because
we've seen 1 year of him without A.J. Devontae, the lines.
But that's on it. If you put Dak Prescott on that Eagles team, I don't know if they win the Super Bowl or not.
Right.
I really don't. Just because Dak Prescott's a better passer and puts up more yardage, I don't know what that means.
No, he pees himself, like Justin Herbert, who's also franchise carrier.
I don't know what that means. Same thing with Herbert. So you can have guys on higher tiers based on their skills and the players they look like they can be. It may not be pretty with Jalen. The results are the results. So is he really managing the game? I think he really manages the game.
But he does it really well at an elite level. And I've said that.
It's not fun.
2024, there were two things I kept on saying. Jalen Hurts is an elite game manager, and that this offense is boring, but I like it. Boring is good, because they ran the same thing. It was predictable. Saquon's running left or Saquon's running right, but nobody could stop them.
Remember when I forget at what point where I just started saying, no, this team actually can win a Super Bowl by running and playing defense, because I would have been the first person. Like I always used to say that. Like an older guy would call in and be like, yeah, but you win in the NFL by running the ball and playing defense. And it's like, oh, yeah, whatever, old-timer, get out of here. And the Eagles became a throwback team.
Yes, they did.
Where you could run the ball and play defense as your strengths, and that's how they won.
And all the media members nationally hated it. Like, I remember Alex Smith. Nope, can't win a Super Bowl this way. A lot of people. And look, to be fair, I disagreed with Alex Smith. But to be fair, A.J. Brown agreed with Alex Smith. A.J. Brown didn't think that they were going to be able to win the way they were playing. That's why after the Carolina Panthers game, he asked, how do you make the offense better? Or what's wrong with the offense? He said passing. And that's why A.J. Brown said what he had to say. But ultimately, they did win by running the football until the Super Bowl, when the Chiefs did one thing only. It was try to stop Saquon, and then Jalen threw his way to the MVP.
All right, athlete singers. I don't even know who I would think of, because typically they're not good. And I'm not talking about Wayman Tisdale, who is a legitimate, professional bassist or guitarist, whatever he does. I'm talking about athlete who they went from being on the quarter on the field to let me rap. And we bring this up because KD and LeBron during COVID did. So you have to tell me about. You're the expert on this, Austin.
Yeah. So it dates back a little bit more than that. This goes back to the 2011 NBA lockout, where the NBA was having a lockout and the guys weren't in the gym shooting up shots. So LeBron and KD decided to get in the studio, and they planned to release a few songs. They've been so far held tight, but there was one song that was released that's been out for about 7 years or so.
And we have it.
Yep, we got about 45 seconds of KD and LeBron.
Well, we may not listen to the whole 45. Go ahead, hit it.
Now I'm grown up, I got a couple dollars on me. Spent a semester in school, I ain't no scholar, homie. Who with me?
This is Durant?
With me, shoot with me.
Yeah, this is KD.
Like Jamal Tinsley.
The background beats too hot.
Mind it. Is how I get around. I got the money, but that's the root of
Sounds like Tupac a little bit.
It's an old school rap, yeah.
Yeah, no chance to make it out.
Here's LeBron.
That's what they said, but look at me, I'm here. Boss of the spread. From 602
Good.
to 747s, I miss you, Grandma Frida. R.I.P. in heaven. Say what you want by me, but leave the family alone. Or call the goons up and have them freshen up your crumbs. I love my goons, they my heart. Cause they've been down with King James from the very start.
It's not bad, dude.
I think it's good.
Do you think they wrote it? Or did they have someone write for it?
No, I don't think they wrote it. Because I'll say this: there's a lot of musicians that don't write their own songs.
He mentioned Grandma Frida.
Yeah, but that's what they know what to write for them. I don't know. I say depending on who gets to interview him, that's a good question. Media day, that's a good question for him.
Damn right. That wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I've heard a lot worse.
Yeah, look, the best athlete rapper ever was Shawn Andrews.
Oh, you see, you should have said that before. I could have gotten it. I played Get
my Michael Phelps on, my Michael Phelps. So I have it somewhere in the.
I was thinking Greg Olsen.
I played it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
I did. I forget why. It was his birthday, maybe? No, it was Michael Phelps' birthday. So I played it for Michael Phelps' birthday. Get my Michael Phelps on.
Had Ray ever heard it?
No, they had no idea.
Really?
We were at training camp. That was the year that he held out at training camp. He didn't hold out. He didn't report he had depression. He was going through some stuff. And at the time, that wasn't something that you were like, Lane Johnson does it, everything's great.
Right.
He does it, all those offensive linemen were like, what the bleep?
Yeah, back then it was not, before Kevin Love. Kevin Love was really one of the focal points of really bringing, men's mental health, to the forefront for athletes. So you're right. Like back then, it was like, why are you doing this? All right, I'm gonna put it in the system for you right now. Or in the folder for you right now.
Yeah, so if you can grab. But anyway, when I think of bad/good athlete singers, rappers, Shaq, and I was a big Fushnikins fan before the album before Shaq. Shaq joined him for What's Up, Doc? At La Schmooze, We Ain't Got Nothing to Prove. And I'm a true Fushnik. But anyway, so here's Can We Rock What's Up, Doc? So this is Fushnikins, who pretty much made Shaq a member of their band. Listen, or their group. This is like 95.
What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc? Can we rock?
Here comes Shaq.
What's up, Doc? Can we rock? What's up, Doc?
I'm the hooper, hyper, protected by Viper. When I'm out the hooping, yo, you better decipher. In other words, you better make a funky decision. Cause I'm gonna be a Shaq knife and cut you in position. Forget Tony Danza, I'm the boss.
What do you think, good?
When it comes to money, I'm like Dick the Boss.
Yeah, I like it. I brought up Tony Danza.
Not a Christian late, not Alonzo Hornet. That's okay, not being
all right, you get the idea. There he is, Shaq Fu.
Now, my favorite was Buddy's Watching You when Luis Zendejas chimed in.
I thought about that, but that's one of those group team songs.
My name is Luis Zendejas. I kick field goals.
There's nothing worse than that.
It was so bad. Am I nervous? Yeah, I suppose. Win the game by hitting the mark. The game's over before it starts.
Yeah, was it Mike Quick that had a Bill Cosby sweater on? The fashion's terrible.
Yeah.
Poor Wes Hopkins there wearing sunglasses.
Johnny Marks, you brought this one up before, but the Greg Olsen third leg down in Miami in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
You can't play it on radio, but
no,
look it up in your spare time.
All right, get your Michael Phelps on.
All right, play it.
Get my Michael Phelps on, my Michael Phelps.
People may not know what that means. Here's a good laugh coming up here.
And then he pretends to freestyle.
He stops.
Get my Michael Phelps on, my Michael Phelps on, my Michael Phelps.
That's Shawn Andrews.
And it was smoking weed.
So the Michael Phelps was Michael Phelps, who is this all-time Olympian, got caught with taking bong hits.
Yeah.
And so that became a thing, Michael Phelps. Get my Michael Phelps
My
on.
Michael Phelps on.
Sean Andrews was clearly taking bong hits and going through some stuff. So there you go.
That's great.
Now you're allowed to do it, and everybody supports you.
Hell yeah.
It's a changed world.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah, welcome to the state of New Jersey, the great state.
Yep. Coming up next, Brace and Dunne. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday morning, and we'll talk to you then. See ya.